Can you guys hear me alright? Just let me know if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me alright? Okay, I think I'm good. Okay. Right, sorry about all of this. I've had real connectivity problems all the time that I've been here in Scotland. I'm currently in Scotland, as you guys can see. I'm just going to click straight into the intro, so yeah, hope you enjoy the stream. Okay, and we're back. So let me just put some music back on. So yeah, just tweet the stream out. Yo, how are we? How are we all doing? We all doing good? Where's your old setup? It's back at my house, and yes, Curtsy, I'm in Scotland at the minute, so I am in just outside of Glasgow. I'm in Mullingarvey. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not good at Scottish stuff, so yeah, all good. I've tried to do a bloody presentation with the teams, but it's just fucking up, so I just thought I can't be bothered today. So let me just tweet it out to my Facebook as well. Not tweet, post. I can't even get my words out right today. So let me just post. Yes, Premier Inn, it's lovely. I had a nice sleep last night. So am I, mate. Hopefully, because I don't know how I'm going to get the game on. I'm going to try and see if I can get it on the big TV here. I'll have a look and see if it's on there. Turn the music off for a minute.
Unfortunately, quite a lot will be quite slow
football
and
focus, go away.
melancholic. In a way, it's my emotional feeling about the team. I think at the moment,
no, I don't want picture. Look off.
It's gloomy.
Yes, it's exactly the team that I expected it to go. You haven't got the game. No, it's on BT, I think, isn't it?
So that makes things really tough. Well, I mean,
oh, here we go. Guide. Let's have a look.
Do you ask fans who should be the captain of our club?
I'll have a look, see if I can get it on here. If not, I will try and see if I can find a live stream to watch it on. Yeah, BT. See, I don't have BT, so I've got no idea how I'm going to do this.
They're doing their work on the pitch. If everyone else does their work off of the pitch, whether it be us, the fans, the board, the manager, then we've got a lot to look forward to in the future.
Arsenal got a lot to look forward to. You're having a fucking laugh. No, I don't have BT. I have Sky. I don't have BT.
Ian Wright and Michael Thomas and David Burkhoff. But the senior players always got to step up as well. I feel we need a Aubameyang. Get that smile back on his face. Get his confidence back. You know, we saw what happened with Manchester United in the early 90s with all those young kids. They had some experienced players in the team who helped them along. Let's see.
I'll probably see if it'll be on 5 Live Sports. Should be on live. Yeah, there we go.
About that. You know, Alisson, the players that are going to be in and around in Greenwood and
so yeah, how are we all doing this afternoon?
they'll be absolutely bouncing, won't they? To be able to play in and around him.
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, how lucky the youngsters are at Man United. We said that when Cavani went in about Greenwood.
Who's been brilliant, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. We said it about him.
Unfortunately, I don't have BT, so I'm going to look for live stream.
Ronaldo, you can imagine how lucky these guys are to work with him, to train with him, to see how an elite athlete he is, to see how he does things differently, to see. And I've always said it, it's one thing getting to the top of the tree, it's another one staying there. This guy has been there for so long. It's absolutely phenomenal because everyone knows, everyone wants to kick him. No one's been able to stop him. His goal scoring record, him and Messi have taken goal scoring to new levels that we've never seen before. So for the youngsters at Old Trafford and all the rest of the players,
ExpressVPN.
I mean, it was an absolute no-brainer for Man United to sign him. They've got rid of James. I don't know what it was, maybe around about 25 million. They brought Ronaldo in. It was a no-brainer. It had to be done. They couldn't allow him to go to any other football club.
You know the thing about it is when and you know we speak about Sancho and Rashford and play Greenwood, you know the kids, as me and I will call them in the dressing room. But if you go below that, and you go the 17-year-olds and the 18-year-olds, they will now be looking over to the first team training pitch to see what he's doing after training.
Hello, fun. How are you, mate? You good?
Walk? What does he eat? How many balls is he taking? Where's he taking?
£6.19 a month.
They will be learning.
£9.63.
16, 17, 18-year-old just watching what he does, and you know his mannerisms. They'll want to copy him. That's how much influence he'll have on Manchester United.
Will there be any nerves?
You know what?
£10
a month is pretty decent,
Chris
so I might actually do
this
that.
morning, and he's alongside Ian later, and I'll talk to him about.
Then I could actually stream stuff all over the world.
17, I think, when Keegan signed for Newcastle, which, as you're well aware, was absolutely huge, and maybe actually the first few months for Chris just getting used to having, as a 17-year-old, having Keegan in that Newcastle dressing room.
But also they'll have to get used to the scrutiny, used to how he lives his life, how everyone wants to follow him. Keegan was like the Pied Piper in Newcastle. I've no doubt about it.
Sorry, that's the TV, mate. That's why. Sorry, I'll turn it down. Thank you for the like, much appreciated, guys. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I've got more of these coming, so much appreciated. You guys do enjoy the stream, make sure you let me know. So yeah, nice to see that Don Robbie's got Harvey from the Red and Blue site on his channel. That will give him a good boost. So yeah, let me just get this quickly, because I might be able to stream the game in another country, which is actually quite clever. Are you in a hotel right now? Yes, I am in Premier Inn in Scotland. Set my password. I mean, why wouldn't it let me set it up? Any thoughts on India versus England? I have to be honest with you, I still think they can play it. Trying to get ExpressVPN so I can actually look it in a different country, so then I could actually watch the game. That's what I'm trying to do. It's being fucking stupid, this laptop, I tell you. Hello, Rakeem Cornwall. Thank you for the like, much appreciated. How are we? Connection successful. Yes. Right, sorry, I don't know what's going on with the stream. Sorry. Yeah, sorry mate, I don't know what's going on today. It's not usual, it's not, well. Oh, hang on.
Spurs looking for a fourth consecutive win as they visit South London. New manager Nuno overseeing the only side to claim maximum points thus far. So
come on, let's go.
They are without those Spurs. Son Heung-min, who's out with a calf injury.
That's big. That's big news. That's Heung-min Son's out for them. So, as you all are aware, it is an unchanged team from the game against West Ham. Everyone keeps their place. The three new players are on the bench. Hughes, Elise and Edouard are all on the bench. So hopefully, yeah, please, Curtsy, it would be nice, wouldn't it? My dad's there, unfortunately. I would have gone today had I been there, but I'm away, so you got me here. You think Edouard would be on the last 10? I disagree. I think he'll be on earlier than that.
Former Palace striker, former Brighton striker Glenn Murray alongside Henry this afternoon. How are you, Glenn?
Hey chappers, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Glenn Murray's in the box. Wow.
Rebuilding project, I would say, probably. Signed a lot of young lads with points to prove to get to grips at Premier League level, but I do believe if Crystal Palace can remain a Premier League team this year, I think they're in for a little bit of a rough ride. If they can do that, I think the future will be exciting.
Ooh, 4 likes, guys. Thanks very much.
And he will have that time, won't he? Do you not think?
I would like to think so, yeah. It's very
I do enjoy doing these live streams. They are nice to do.
They understand what's going on here.
You want to see all 3? I do too, mate. I do too.
We've got Anderson coming in, we've got Elise coming in from Reading, Will Hughes from Reading,
from Watford. I was going to say, Elise's from Watford. What are you on about, Glenn?
And he's got his chance now, he's got to prove that he's got goals.
Glad all,
so, I mean, I think it's
baby,
an exciting time for Crystal Palace.
glad all of us, your
It was a changing of a guard. I think we'll see the way they play football a little bit different. It's exciting.
Glenn, how are you, mate? Dion here. How was the reception for you? What's it feel like to be back?
Well, I kept my head down, to be honest. Top of the tomorrow.
Sorry about that.
So we'll be there, but first though we're across St Johnstone Rangers, and that's a contest between the Scottish Cup holders and the Scottish champions. And Saints were the only team to win a domestic fixture at Ibrox last season, and by an oddity of the fixture card later today, Celtic are at home to Ross County, and they're the team who knocked Celtic out of the Scottish League Cup last time around. Today's team news
6
from
likes, guys. Love it, thank
the
you.
Rangers defender had played an astonishing 81 competitive games straight. St Johnstone will now have to play without their inspirational pair of Jason Kerr and Ali McCann. They've gone during the transfer window to Wigan and Preston respectively.
Put that as a
the good
pinned
news
message.
for Saints fans is there's a new contract for manager Callum
Love
Davison
it. Love the
to keep him
likes.
around till the summer of 2025.
Roddy, thank you very much. When the goals go in, we will bring them to you, and that will be the case throughout the afternoon when our base from 3 o'clock is Old Trafford, Manchester United against Newcastle United. Let's bring James Collins and Statman Dave into the afternoon. Afternoon to you both.
Afternoon, gentlemen.
Afternoon, chaps.
How excited are you, Dave? Give me a little cheeky grin as a Manchester United fan.
It's a weird one because it still feels like it's.
There we go. Talk sport. That was it.
Stable now that Harry Kane is back on board.
There we go. Perfect. There we go. We'll listen to a bit of talk sport.
Second half performance at West Ham last time out.
Let's go. Let me just get the thing up. Flexi score. It's quite good what I use actually to get the scoreboard thingy up.
At 2:30. I think I'm right in saying that Cristiano Ronaldo has only ever played 34 minutes of football at Selhurst Park, and that was a substitute against Emerson Boyce and Fitz Hall in 2005. You know, Emma Raducanu was 2 years old. She can't remember ever having seen Ronaldo at Selhurst, and I think that's why he's come back. I mean, she's a Bromley girl.
Yeah.
What is it, 8-10 miles away? She's got to be a Palace fan, hasn't she?
Oh, if she was a Palace fan, I would scream. Emma Raducanu's a fucking legend.
May the 22nd. home to Manchester United with the US Open trophy. Let's hope so.
Come on, Emma, bring it
Well,
home.
20 years ago, I was flying to Athens to cover a Champions League match involving Manchester United that was never played. And now the packed crowd inside Selhurst Park will be asked to remember the thousands of
There we go.
victims of the terrorist attacks on
Yes.
the 11th of September
Absolutely.
2001. We all remember exactly where we were when it happened.
20 years ago, 9/11. Fuck me, that's scary. I was only 5 years old, 4 years old even. We will remember them. Come on, let's go!
It was a Tuesday. I was sitting in my room in an Athens hotel doing my preparation.
Completely forgot it was 9/11 today.
Manchester United the following evening with only CNN for company. And I remember going up to the roof of the hotel where the rest of the ITV crew was sunbathing and telling them what I was seeing. And I still don't know to this day.
Come on, let's go!
What it was. The return of game day, the return of the Premier League and the new normal of a packed stadium Champions League kickoff.
Let's go, we're underway.
Kickoff preceded by the taking of a knee, reinforced by the home nations during the international break and refocused by the abuse aimed at England players in Budapest. We go again, we're underway, the first of 3 live Premier League commentaries between now and 7:30 on TalkSport with Tottenham, top of the league, coming forward in their white shirts, black shorts, from left to right as we look on from our position in the main stand. Any one of 4 clubs can knock them off the top before the day out.
Let's go, come on boys.
Spurs do come unstuck here at the Palace. Dean Ashton is alongside me, and my first observation on the Tottenham selection is that it's a pretty chunky midfield.
It certainly is. I mean, look, I think Nuno showed defensively how solid his wall side can be against any side. It was the bedrock of their success, his success, should I say, at Wolves. So I was surprised actually with certain players missing that he would bolster that midfield. That's why they're top of the league, because of that good defensive record that they've got so far. But when you look at that front three, that's enough in itself. Ali, Moura and Kane to hurt any side.
Come on, Ricky, come on, throw that. Come on, Ali.
Emerson Royal, debut at right back, Tanganga, Dyer and Reguilon complete the back 4. It is a midfield 3. One more forward towards the edge of the Palace penalty area is dealt with by Anderson. With Hoyer on the right, skipping everyone looks on the left. And then the front 3 is Lucas Moura from the right hand side, Kane in the middle, and then the other play half and half. From the left-hand side, Crystal Palace unchanged from the team that drew at West Ham 2 weeks ago. By White in goal, back four, Anderson, Day and Mitchell, midfield, Gallagher, Pignate and Parker right to left, and then up front, Ayew on the right, Zaha on the left, and Christian Benteke preferred to Odsonne Edouard down the centre. It's Benteke with a header on from a chip ball forward by Mitchell. Dyer did enough against him in the air, and Crystal Palace have a throw-in 10 paces inside Tottenham territory on the left-hand side, which Tyrick Mitchell, just 22 and 10 days old, takes forward to Benteke, gets it back to Mitchell and to Benteke again. Nice little tight interchange between those two down the left-hand side. Broken up by Emerson Royal, number 12. He has played 3 times for Barcelona this season, so he's not short of match fitness. He's a 6-foot right back, a Brazilian international with a reputation for being an attacking right back. Lucas dribbling his way out of trouble very skillfully inside his own half, going past 3 defenders.
And they're releasing Winks down the left-hand side. Great counter-attack led by Lucas Moura. Winks' ball into Ali isn't quite good enough.
Good.
Cleared pretty comfortably by Mark Gay. And now Conor Gallagher is on the ball for...
Come on, Conor.
Back to Ward, the right back. Kouyaté midway inside his own half, coming under pressure from Kay.
Turn up a bit, guys. Sorry, I need to hear this.
His headed layoff is just beyond Jordan Ayew.
That's what Lucas Moura gives you, doesn't it? Is that ability just to, in one foul swoop, move you 20-30 yards up the field. It wasn't good enough from Crystal Palace's defensive point of view. He just slalomed his way through. And I think that's what they're going to be relying on, is that counter-attacking ability that Tottenham will certainly have with that front three.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one today.
Looking for their first win of the season, looking to score the first Premier League goal against Tottenham this season, looking to record their first win over Spurs in a league match since 2015.
God, 2015. Last time we beat them. Always been better than us.
Scored by Jason Punchin, who I think is playing in Cyprus now. His family still from this.
I do love Jace. I'll always love Jason Punchin.
Lucas coming forward for Tottenham. Ali out to the right hand side. Emerson Royal is getting forward, trying to get beyond Mitchell and find a cross, and he's won a corner kick as the new man, preferred today to Matt Doherty, right back, with Tanganga moving in one to centre back.
Well, clearly with that defensive midfield that they have, Tottenham, with Skip and Højbjerg especially in there, it means that the fullbacks can get forward at will. Emerson Royal and Reguilon will certainly do that.
Harry Winks will take the Tottenham corner from the right hand side. Both Dyer and Tanganga are forward from the back. Corner is steered towards Dyer at the near post, but dealt with by Joel Ward. Gallagher helps it on its way out of trouble. We've had 5 minutes at Selhurst Park live on TalkSport. Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham 0. Harry Winks just got the ball caught under his feet, then he stumbled to the ground, then he handled the ball on the ground, and the on-field referee, John Moss,
I forgot it was John fucking Moss. Can't stand John Moss.
Visited Selhurst Park, was the last time I visited Selhurst Park, and Palace lost 7-0 to Liverpool.
Oh, fuck off.
December last year. Gay in possession for Palace, the new England under-21 captain. Back to Vicente Guaita, playing his 100th game for
Forgot about Vincente, 100 kick periods.
Towards the head of Benteke, laid off to MacArthur. First chance for Zaha to run at Emerson Royal, and that's going to be a fascinating introduction to the Premier League scene for the Tottenham debutant of Dean Ashton, because he's man-to-man against Wilfried Zaha.
Well, hopefully he's been told and certainly watched a few clips. You've got to be nice and tight to Wilfried Zaha. You allow him to turn and face you up 1v1. There's not many better in the Premier League than Zaha in that position, so brilliant defending there, nice and aggressive, on his toes, didn't allow him to turn and intercepted quickly.
And he's just charged down across from James MacArthur too. Very
7
well.
lights. It's got 6 for me. I can see 6, but I can't see 7. Probably will pop up in a minute though. If there's 7 lights, that's amazing. Thank you.
After 6.5 minutes.
6.5 minutes. I'm not that far behind, so that's good. I'm probably about 20 seconds behind, but that's good. What I've heard so far, I'm pleased. I'm not annoyed.
Well, Lloris put him into trouble. He just bowled it, underarm bowled it out towards Eric Dyer, who was 5 yards away from him. Just put too much pace on the ball. He was closed down by
my Twitter followers that I'm still live.
But then obviously felt the challenge from Ayew. Was gingerly getting to his feet, but Eric Dyer giving another big opportunity by a new manager. He was by Jose Mourinho and then fell out of favour. Well, he's played all 3 so far, this is the 4th, so Nuno clearly sees him as that centre-back.
Got a nomination for the Premier League's First Player of the Month award, which was won by Mikel Antonio, but an indication of Dyer's excellent start to the season. Nuno Espirito Santo, hands folded, patrolling his technical area, was voted the Premier League's Manager of the Month after 5 games in charge.
Do you have 2 separate screens? No. I've got my computer screen and I've got the TV screen. But it's not, I can't see the game. I'm just listening to it.
Looking very cool now. He's top
I'm staying in Glasgow at the moment. I'm not in not where I live in a minute.
Will be commenting on the football later in the afternoon. What do you think of what Patrick Vieira's wearing? Oh, let's go back to the football momentarily.
I appreciate all the support so far, guys. Appreciate it.
Oh no, Nuno.
Oh yeah.
Tapered trousers, fresh whites on his feet.
So yeah, I still think we'll lose 2-1. I've just got this feeling in my head that we're going to get something dodgy because it's John Moss. What more can I say?
And that was an opportunity for Tottenham Hotspur, which they didn't make the most of. They were presented with possession by Crystal Palace in a perilous situation.
Carry your PCT. I've got my laptop bag with me.
Breakdown in communication. Tottenham could have scored there.
Oh, it's sloppy twice now from Tottenham. They were given the ball cheaply by Crystal Palace. They didn't make the most of it. Lucas Moura it was this time, playing it in towards Harry Winks. Poor touch. Hasn't played a lot of football, has he? Harry Winks looked slow there in his thinking and his touch, when really it should have just been a cushion touch and fed it on towards Dele Alli.
Foul by Oliver Skip on Conor Gallagher, doing an under-21 international.
Anybody's going to want to take Gallagher out. He's just such a quality player.
Crystal Palace right, and the result is a free kick to Palace, about 30 metres from the corner flag on the right-hand side. And
okay.
Midway inside the Spurs half, they are just nudging forward down that touchline. Joel Ward stealing an inch or two.
I know, he's been brilliant, Joe Root, he really has. Deserves the #1 ranking.
It's actually taken short to James MacArthur, and now he digs it into the penalty area, headed away again by Emerson Royal, and an opportunity to break with Højbjerg finding Winks, nothing much happening ahead of Winks, so he checks, comes back inside to Dele Alli, and Tottenham out of their own half, thanks to an aerial challenge by Joachim Andersen.
I mean, what an awful set play that was. You've got the angle pretty much in line.
That's our biggest problem, set plays. We just cannot seem to just whip the ball in the box. Benteke's there.
Swinging one towards that far post. So instead you play it inside to narrow that angle to play it, and then McCarthy tries to chip a left-footed cross into the box. Little things like that must really, if that isn't what they've worked out, and that's not something they've worked on.
Tottenham have got another injury problem here, Dean, because Eric Dyer has not recovered from that early knock.
Fuck off, Dyer.
Awful thrown pass from Hugo Lloris, which put him in trouble. The collision was a painful one for Dyer, and he's going to have to be replaced. Joe Rodon is stripped off and ready to come on, and Tottenham Hotspur, who are already without the services of centre-backs Davinson Sanchez and Christian Romero, who are with Giovanni Lo Celso in that holding camp in Croatia, seeing out their quarantine after playing for their countries last week, have got another issue now. Centre-back, and this is a very untried centre-back pairing we're going to see for the remainder of the afternoon, of Japhet Tanganga.
Jarbo 69, did you see him? No, I don't even know who he is, mate, sorry.
In pre-season, he went away.
I'm just going to grab a drink, I'm going to be back in 1 second.
He trained obviously with the Welsh team, a fixture in their team at the European finals, but Joe Rodon is on early in the piece here, and he will line out on the left of Japhet Tanganga. He usually plays on the left, but he is naturally right-footed, the tall Welsh international.
I thought he was excellent in the Euros, Rodon, for the Welsh, and it's an opportunity for him. I feel for Dyer because clearly he's been playing well, like you said, and to now miss out on what looks like a nasty injury. He's really gingerly walking down this touchline right in front of us. That's a real blow for him and for Tottenham.
And he's got his captain Hugo Lloris to thank for it. 12 minutes gone at Selhurst Park. You're live on D-Day with TalkSport. It's Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Wilfried Zaha coming forward with a superb piece of control on the left-hand side, trying to roll it into Gallagher. Well seen by Winks just outside the penalty area. Late one by MacArthur on Ali. Concedes a free kick to Tottenham Hotspur midway inside their own half of the field. It's lovely afternoon now, just north of Croydon. A fourth successive London derby to start the season for Crystal Palace. They've got an awful record in London derbies.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful day in the south of the capital, and Joe Rodon gets his first touch, having come on as an early substitute here. Tanganga, who is a centre-back really by reputation, but is actually playing at the heart of a back four for the first time in a Premier League game today. Most of his first-team football for Spurs has been as a right-back. Skip on the ball to Højbjerg just inside his own half. Lucas now over the halfway line, being jostled by Mitchell and then by Kouyaté. Has to go back to Højbjerg again. Good purposeful pass forward to
No.
And now Reguilon has got forward down the
No,
left-hand side.
I've not heard of him, mate. Sorry.
Kane, but it's charged down by Joel Ward.
Good, well done, Ward.
With a throw-in right down by the corner flag in front of the Holmesdale Ultras, which Reguilon will take.
I have to say, Lucas Moura and Dele Alli have been absolutely superb at the start of this game. Real energy, sharpness. Dele Alli in particular has picked up a couple of brilliant positions just behind Kouyaté and that back four, which is exactly what you want to see from him. Being able to have that awareness to spot the space and then receive on the half turn.
Emerson Royal back to Højbjerg on the halfway line. Rodon calls for it and gets it. His white socks pulled high over his knees, rolls it square to Tanganga. Højbjerg back on the ball, going long and diagonal towards Reguilon this time. It's a very accurate pass from the Danish international. Reguilon trying to force his way past Ward, who recovered very well indeed to halt his progress. And Gallagher plays it high downfield. Rodon's header comes off MacArthur's shin. Palace get it back with Gallagher.
Come on.
Ayew to Ward. Ayew again on the halfway line.
Just need to go a bit further forward.
MacArthur once more. Out to the right-hand touchline, and Conor Gallagher, who took his 2 goals at West Ham superbly a fortnight ago.
He did.
With Ayew down that right-hand side and forcing the issue. Held up by Joe Rodon, and Tottenham Hotspur have a goal kick.
Yeah, lovely little clipped ball from Conor Gallagher just down the side of Joe Rodon, and then Jordan Ayew, just when you want him to get hold of that ball and wait for support, he tries a silly little flick over the top of his and Rodon's head and then gets pushed out of the way, and it's just a waste.
You're listening to Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0 on TalkSport with Now. With a Now Sports Day membership, you can watch Chelsea versus Aston Villa live today on Sky Sport for $9.99 without a contract. Search Now Sports. Throw in to Crystal Palace on the halfway line on their right-hand side.
Did you use OBS Studio for streaming? No, I use OBS Studio, mate. OBS. I don't know how to use Streamlabs. I probably will use Streamlabs at some point when I've got more followers, but...
Clipped from behind by Gay, nothing doing. Kane went down. You can almost hear his cry of agony from our combative position here, but John Moss saw nothing untoward. The ball was played back into the Spurs half where Tanganga has it. Flicked on by...
And he's not getting them anymore. So maybe he's going to have to adapt slightly and be a little bit stronger in them positions.
Sorry, I do apologise if the stream is slow today. The hotel Wi-Fi isn't the best. Please provide details of how much. I don't really want to provide details of that, mate. Hope you understand. It's just, it's not the best, but it does the job.
They were sitting on top of the Premier League December last year, fresh from a victory over Arsenal. Jose Mourinho's counter-attacking formula for success was brewing nicely. A lot can happen in 9 months. A lot has happened. The Spurs are back in South London and back on top of the table with new management, new ideas. Lucas Moura, fancy footwork from him, skips away from MacArthur's challenge. He was just caught. And even though I don't think Kouyaté with the second challenge did foul him, the referee tried to play.
I don't actually know how much it's got. It's got more than enough.
A free kick right in the heart of the Palace half of the field.
Dazzling feet from Lucas Moura. Honestly, he's been so sharp so far in this game. Lovely little half turn, Cruyff flick, wins his team a free kick. Brilliant, honestly, really inventive.
That it's not really going to work.
He's coming up 4 years at Tottenham. I think he was regarded as a favourite of Jose Mourinho's, then rather lost out when Ryan.
How much RAM has it got? I've actually got no idea, mate. Honestly, sorry.
Career with Spurs has rather ebbed and flowed.
It's not my sort of thing.
They'll always have Amsterdam. Skip forward towards Lucas Moura, tried to lay it off first time. MacArthur was having none of that. It's jammed forward by Gay. Gallagher back to Anderson and neatly played out to this left-hand side where Mitchell has an opportunity to go forward. Finds Zaha just over the halfway line. Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Kouyaté spreading the ball out to the right-hand side. Joe Ward coming forward.
Gone Ward.
Now Jordan Ayew on the touchline, 5 paces inside the Spurs half. Goes back to Ward again. looks up. The waves rather parted for him to make progress himself. Gets the ball back from Benteke. Now Ayew crosses into the penalty area, headed up rather than away by Rodon, then by Reguilon, who was fouled by Ayew, and Tottenham Hotspur.
For fuck's sake.
Free kick just outside their own penalty area.
Do you know? Of course I do, mate. I don't know him that well, but it's not really my sort of YouTuber to watch, personally.
The fullbacks of Tottenham will be able to get forward. It's the same on the other side. Crystal Palace, Mitchell and Ward have to, whenever they narrow, Kane, Ali and Moura, whenever they really narrow altogether, that's your opportunity. When you win the ball back, can you get it wide to that big open space and utilise 2v1 against their fullbacks?
Voice of Dean Ashton alongside me, Clyde Tilsley at Selhurst Park. First of 3 live Premier League commentaries on TalkSport this afternoon. Crystal Palace 0, Spurs 0. Zaha getting the best of Emerson Royal, forward to Benteke. MacArthur plays it out to the right-hand side. It's just behind Ayew, which checks the momentum, but Ayew is on the ball and now trying to slide one down the side of the fullback for Gallagher. It's misplaced by Ayew, who is lucky to get it back. He's got another opportunity now via Ward. Out to Gallagher on the right-hand side. Ward crosses first time in towards Benteke, headed away by Emerson Royal. Into the penalty area, Ali crashes into...
Yes, come on!
Ayew and concedes a free kick in a pretty promising...
Come on! Free kick on the edge of the box.
No more than 7 paces outside the box.
Why don't you do watch longer cricket matches? Maybe we can get more views. If I'm honest with you, the only reason why I don't do watch longs of cricket matches is because it's too long. I would do watch longer cricket matches, but sometimes they can take all day, and I don't actually have all day at the moment. But it is an idea, don't get me wrong. I mean, 2020 matches is probably something I could do, but it's difficult. It's difficult for me right now, like, to find the time to do them.
To take it at the moment, maybe 7 paces outside the penalty area. It's certainly within shooting range.
Come on, Conor.
Although both of the centre backs have also gone forward.
I imagine Conor will take this.
Assembled a 4-man wall. It is going to be Conor Gallagher for Crystal Palace. A swinging free kick is high over the crossbar.
Of course it is. Why does that not surprise me?
He scored 2 very different goals at West Ham last week. He hit a post.
Maybe you can do the last 10 overs. I'll tell you what, 2020s I wouldn't mind doing. It's just finding the time, mate. Honestly, I would do them. It's just finding the time. I don't have a lot of time to be on YouTube. I do have time, like, occasionally, but not time to do watch longs because, well, I've got a family, so...
He showed that against West Ham.
Lloris has just got away with another terrible clearance, this time with the foot. Crystal Palace have got it back, but only on the halfway line. Kouyaté, who was being bothered by Lucas Moura, managed to retain possession. I think he might have had a free kick otherwise. Ward goes forward, cut out by Reguilon. It comes for Harry Winks playing on the left of that midfield 3, and he is upended by Cheku Kouyaté. Nice to see Kouyaté involved. He was substituted playing for his country Senegal 10 days ago, complaining of fatigue and cramps, and he was actually taken by ambulance to the team hotel. There was a lot of concern for him back here at Crystal Palace, but he's obviously made a full recovery and plays again today. 0-0 it is. We're approaching the midpoint. You're listening to Crystal Palace versus Tottenham Hotspur on TalkSport with WeBuyAnyCar.com. Get a quote in 60 seconds at
Scrappy start, fucking hell. That's one way to put it.
Hugo Lloris, all in orange today. Clears his lines and goes long towards Lucas Moura. Tarek Mitchell wins the aerial duel, but at the expense of a throw-in to Tottenham Hotspur 10 metres inside the Palace half of the field. Emerson Royal gets a return ball from Skip, can't return the favour, and Zaha comes between them and now sprints forward, and Zaha looking to take on Oliver Skip and goes to ground, and the referee didn't see enough cause for Zaha to
Zaha just dives
and points at the edge of the 6-yard box for a goal kick.
I saw that many times last season for Norwich City. Oliver Skip recognising the danger, recognising when to go out and help your fullback when they're struggling 1v1. He was nice and strong there. I didn't think it was a foul. He just lost his balance. Will Zaha.
Palace have got it back. Ward fired into the penalty area and back into the hands of Hugo Lloris. It goes long down the field. The back pass is a pretty strong one from Gay, but well controlled by Guaita, and Palace play their way out of trouble, as is going to be the way, I think, this season. That's the approach that Patrick Vieira wants to take. He inherited the Premier League's oldest team. He said about changing that in the summer.
Yeah, he
Last
definitely
season,
has.
the average age of Roy Hodgson's lineup was over 29 and a half. Vieira has brought in 7 players below that age and moved on even more above it. It is a true transition period for a club that's survived in the big league for the last 8 seasons and wants to hang around for a little while longer. Holding their own so far in these opening 25 minutes against the league leaders Tottenham Hotspur. Coming forward with Harry Winks into Palace territory. He's got a run on the near side, the Tottenham right from Emerson Royal. Long-legged, plays it infield to Winks again. Busy run from him. Emerson Royal again, edge of the box. Winks goes back to Højbjerg, a chance to cross. Instead rolls it back out wide for Winks. He thought about a cross. Now he does so with his unfavoured left foot and rather spoons an easy one for Vicente Guaita to take.
Lots of endeavour from Harry Winks, but a poor decision at the end of it. There's no way cutting back onto your weaker side and floating one in for Harry Kane against 3 defenders. It's never going to work.
Just one brief
Stats so
Premier League
far.
appearance for Winks prior to today. This
One
season,
shot.
but he did play
One
most
shot
of the
in 25
Europa
minutes from either
Conference
side.
games,
That
which
is just fucking
Spurs
poor.
were
We've had the better of the
involved in.
possession, one
Winks
corner.
going forward to
So it's been more
Zaha, who
fouls
continues
than it
his
has been,
individual
you know,
duel
passing.
with Emerson Royal. The ball apparently came off
Very, very
with
scrappy.
Zaha, much to his disgust. So Tottenham and their Brazilian right back have the throw. He's got plenty of experience, 76 appearances in La Liga, mainly for Real Betis. He won his 4th cap for Brazil in the Copa America final as a substitute in July against the likes of Lionel Messi. He comes from a Sao Paulo favela. I think he will have seen most things in life as he was growing up. More good defending by Emerson Royal. Concedes a throw in though to Crystal Palace, midway inside the Tottenham half of the field. Still 0-0 at Selhurst Park.
This is fucking terrible.
Other major fixture taking place in the UK in the men's game at the moment is up in Perth, where it's St Johnstone 0, Rangers 0 in the Scottish Premiership after 26 minutes. Crystal Palace coming forward with MacArthur, has to actually go all the way back to Gay, just inside the Spurs half of the field. Zaha trusting his close control, being buffeted by
Another foul.
Lucas Moura, and this time he is fouled. Zaha almost needs his own whistle sometimes, doesn't he?
He does, but one thing I think he could really work on is he allows the fouls that and the knocks that he gets. He allows it to almost put him into a bad mood. And surely you play your best football when you're happy, and it's so rare. He's just so angry all the time.
He is.
Kouyaté just copped for a late one right in front of the 2 managers. Dele Alli getting a stern talking to from John Moss. Kouyaté is actually still prostrate in the Tottenham technical area. He felt that one, and he seems to be in some discomfort.
I just don't think
the
this match is
looked at him and
boring.
gone, well, he hasn't even gone over to ask him if he's all right.
Oh, come on, a little bit of TLC. He's just about climbing to his feet now.
A little stroke on the back, slap on the thigh, let's go.
How are you, Checo? Something like that would be nice, you know, for the medical men. But no, they've left him to his own devices, and as sometimes happens with us men, we decide nobody's going to give us any sympathy, so we'll just get back to our feet and get on with it. There'll be lots of nods around the country. Disenfranchised males of the UK. Ayew coming forward, well stopped by Højbjerg. Winks is on the ball for Tottenham, and then Ayew, in his frustration, has a real swipe at Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, concedes a free kick. It's all getting a little bit tetchy now. A free kick to Spurs midway inside their own half.
It's never really got any flow to the game, has it, since that Eric Dyer injury? Crystal Palace, you would say, have probably had the most of the ball. Tottenham haven't really looked a threat since that injury.
Don't say that.
Palace 0, Spurs 0. Palace have not held a lead in a game under Patrick Vieira this year. Tottenham Hotspur obviously have not trailed in the league game. They haven't conceded since Nuno Espirito Santo took charge. 4 clean sheets in 5 matches, 1 goal conceded. They're not a team that you want to go behind against, and as a result of that, I think both teams are just feeling their way into the game. It's been a sparring opening 29 minutes. Spurs have the ball though with Skip, midway inside the Palace half. Clipped in towards Harry Kane. The angle on the ball was all wrong, and it bounces tamely away for a goal kick to Crystal Palace, who came from behind twice at West Ham 2 weeks ago. They were only actually behind for 21 minutes in total, but they had to equalise twice. Bounce back ability, which I think I'm right here, is a Crystal Palace phrase. I think it was coined by Ian Dowie.
Yeah, it was.
Made their late run into the
Yeah, it
playoffs.
was.
What is it, 17
Ian
years ago?
Dowie.
Big West
God,
Ham
I've forgotten
got
about him.
Shipley's goal in Cardiff.
We've had a lot of shit managers these last few years.
Dowie was the man who invented bounce back ability. It's probably in the dictionary now.
Patented by Ian, I'm sure.
Are you on the ball for Crystal Palace, just inside the Tottenham half of the field? Back to Ward. Exchanging passes on the halfway line before Ward floats one forward towards the head of Benteke. Rodon managed to get up in front of him, and Tanganga clears. Good control under pressure from MacArthur by Højbjerg, who spins and bursts over the halfway line. Finds Lucas Moura. Play back to Emerson Royal again. The Emerson is actually his given name, one of 6 names in his full name. None of them are royal, but an auntie said he reminded her of a cartoon character when he cried as a child. He's back on the ball. I'll keep my voice down in case he hears the story, because the cartoon character was actually called Big Mouth, and it was created to promote a brand of Brazilian jelly in the 1980s. No, I'm not making this up. A brand called Gelatinos Royale, hence the nickname that stuck, which is better than Emerson Big Mouth.
That's some decent digging you've clearly done over the last few days, Clive. Impressive.
You can call me Clive Big Mouth, that should be my stage name. 31 minutes gone. Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Palace in possession. Mitchell over the halfway line, forward towards Benteke. Really good ball back to Joel Ward on the halfway line, spreading the play and opening things up. And Ward can come a long way forward, almost to the edge of the penalty area, where he's picked off by Winks. Kouyaté wins it back for Crystal Palace. Out to the right-hand side, and Ayew, just on the touchline, swings across him, which Joe Rodon heads away. Crossing hasn't been of the highest quality so far from either team, but Ayew's got another opportunity. Heels on the touchline again. Goes back to MacArthur, rolled into Gallagher, clever little flip. Ayew now with a good crossing position. It's a terrible cross, and Rodon defending the near post can get it away. Only as far as Joe Ward. Ayew once more. Back to MacArthur. High, looping one towards Benteke. Well won by Tanganga. Played very skillfully out of harm's way by Winks, and then an awful pass from Dele Alli. Gives it back. Kouyaté to Gay. Palace come again. Chance for Zaha to run at Emerson Royal. Needs to go on the outside of him. Then checks, comes inside. Tyrick Mitchell is supporting it. It's Zaha again. Narrow right-footed cross, but Benteke couldn't quite get off the ground.
Come on, boys. Good performance this so far.
And it's a bit early for man of the match, but Dean Ashton, would I be right in thinking Jordan Ayew is not high on your list?
I keep shaking my head, that's why, because when he gets the opportunity either to get the ball in, this was a great flick from Conor Gallagher, just into that right-hand side.
He's got to do so much more for me.
All the time in the world to pick out a man, and that's now probably 5 or 6 times he's hit that first man. Rodon, who's just headed it away. Again, he's more of a hindrance than a help at the moment, Jordan Ayew.
I was hoping we'd see a young man by the name of Jezrin Raksaki involved today. Bright young Crystal Palace talent, an 18-year-old. But he hasn't
He's so talented.
But on the bench is Michael Elise, who could certainly play from a wide position. It's 0-0 here at Selhurst Park. The latest odds are available from Betfair, the official betting partner of TalkSport's Premier League coverage. At the moment, you can get a Crystal Palace win at 11-4. You could back Tottenham to win at 9-5, or back the draw to 13-8. It's that tight with Betfair, where you'll get no cash-out suspensions on match odds on football. You must be 18 or over, and do be aware of BigGambleAware.org. Palace coming forward after a failed appeal for a free kick by Harry Kane. Zaha just outside the penalty area, makes space for a shot.
Ooh!
And then rather drags the shot disappointingly along the ground. It did get a deflection, it will be a corner kick.
Come on!
That is the consolation for Crystal Palace. It was a decent opening for Wilfried Zaha.
Well, Harry Kane's wandering over to Jonathan Moss because he's expecting a foul. He's not going to get one. I'm sorry, they've changed the referees. They're not just allowing, as soon as you feel contact, just dragging your feet away and falling to the floor. And then Zaha, that's what he's so good at. All it takes with Zaha, he slows things right down to a walk, and then sudden rush of acceleration, and he's past you, and he just dragged the shot.
Come on, boys.
Wide of Lloris's
Brilliant.
Clearly it took a slight deflection.
Corner kick on the Crystal Palace left, which Conor Gallagher will take. Swings it into the edge of the 6-yard box. Lloris rather poured in it, hit by Zaha again and deflected behind again.
Oh, come on, boys!
On the left-hand side, rather feeble goalkeeping, I have to say, by Hugo Lloris.
Well, it's a weak punch, wasn't it? Just landed still inside the area. Zaha on the side volley, hits it into the ground. It's going in, hits the back of Højbjerg.
Oh my God, come on. Let's go.
Back to their positions. John Moss is just going to have a word with the big man. He is looking up at all of them inside the 6-yard box. What are you up there? Cut it out. Stop pushing each other. He is, I think, probably the referee who looks most like me in the Premier League, most like most of us in the Premier League. And I like him for that.
Come on, boys.
Kick which Gallagher will take from the left-hand side, right-footed, so to swing back in under Lloris's crossbar. It's another one for Lloris to come for. He made a much better punch then under a lot of pressure. Pressure that's absolutely floored him. The Tottenham captain just picking himself up from the ground, but he did far better that time.
That was excellent goalkeeping because he was under severe pressure from Ayew, and he also had, I think it was Gehi, jumping right into his eye line. He did brilliantly just to get up, be nice and strong, made sure he got a fist to it.
I think this business about soft fouls will be the trickiest area of all the changes that have been made, because it's all a matter of opinion still, but the opinions of players, managers and fans have been sort in arriving at this change. So we've only got ourselves to blame really. Mike Wright is looking for a higher threshold for a player to be awarded a free kick, less trivial offences. Benteke on the ball for Palace has found Ayew, and now Gallagher trying to overlap, breaks a challenge from Reguilon, edge of the penalty area. Conor Gallagher forced wide, support from Ayew, back to Gallagher, back out to Ayew on the touchline. Tottenham have regrouped and Palace are being forced back now. Kouyaté is still in possession for Palace, exchanges passes with MacArthur, but all the way back now to the halfway line. Joachim Andersen spread out to Mitchell on this left-hand side. In comes Højbjerg. The directive is that the referee must not only look for contact, but then ask himself, A, is the contact enough to stop the attacker in the manner in which he goes down, and B, has the attacker used the contact to win a foul? Those are the questions that the refs are asking themselves in that split second under the new directives. Palace are having a period here of concerted pressure. Gallagher's ball out to the right-hand side just reaches Ayew. Reguilon kind of put him off, but Ayew can still now run at the Spanish left back. Played back to Ward to cross into the far post. Good-headed clearance by Japhet Tanganga. Fabulous lead. But here come Palace again from the halfway line.
Come on.
0-0 at Selhurst Park. First of 3 live commentaries here on TalkSport's Game Day today. Following this game, Adrian Durham will bring you all the goals from all the grounds in the Premier League, the EFL and beyond, live from Old Trafford. It's not just Ronaldo Day, Game Day Live. We'll be updating every score everywhere. The Arsenal-Norwich City match is live and exclusive on TalkSport 2 from 3 o'clock. Then after 5, we turn our attentions to Chelsea against Aston Villa. That's our 5:30 live commentary back here on TalkSport. Palace with an opportunity inside the Spurs penalty area. Benteke has managed to hold it up, and then with the outside of his foot, tried to play a pretty cute ball to Zaha, who applauds the idea but not the execution. Goal kick.
Because he's not cute. That's not his game, is it? He does absolutely fantastic to start with the 2 centre-backs, Tanganga right on his back, just brilliantly to control that. Then he needs a runner, then he needs someone to go and support him. Well, Ayew's really out wide, Zaha is. There wasn't a runner from midfield, so I felt for him, but then trying to do a cute outside of the foot reverse, that just wasn't on. Just keep the ball.
Potentially, but I like the idea.
Benteke is not cute. I wish to stress at this point, all of his opinions are his own and don't necessarily reflect all TalkSport staff.
Maybe he can mind his own business.
Halfway line, right in front of Patrick Vieira, and on the left-hand side, Vieira, who faced Spurs 16 times in nearly 9 years in Arsenal colours and lost just once. Scored 5 goals against the old enemy, no red cards, that surprised me. Scored in the FA Cup semi-final, scored in that title clincher at the Lane. Patrick Vieira starts to warm up this afternoon. Spurs can really worry. He looks lean and mean at 45.
God, is that how old he is? Bloody hell.
Leaner than John Moss even. Point there on the halfway line. Played back to Joe Rodon. It's still 0-0 at Selhurst Park. We haven't had a glaring chance, it has to be said, in this first half. Skip. Square to Tanganga, edge of the centre circle.
You alright, mate?
Back to Joe Rodon. Skip again, playing at the centre of that Tottenham midfield three. I described it as a chunky midfield at the start. Højbjerg on the right, Winks on the left. They're all central midfield players, really. Emerson Royal into the edge of the penalty area. It's not a good one, easily cleared by Gehi. Zaha trying to make something of it and has made something of it. But for Kouyaté now bursting forward, he's checked. Lost some of the momentum, waited for Zaha to rejoin the attack.
Keep going.
Square to MacArthur. Palace are having more of the game here. Ayew into Gallagher, edge of the penalty area. Oh, he just tried to swing the shot from 25 yards beyond Lloris, but he got underneath and it was a loopy one, weak one over the bar.
Oh.
Yeah, they are having more of the ball, and Conor Gallagher definitely out of that midfield three is given the licence just to wander, to drift. He picked up a fantastic
He's such a
position.
player,
Just
Conor Gallagher. I love him to bits already.
Received the ball on the half turn, space opened up, looked to curl it.
Conor
into
Gallagher,
that far
mate.
corner, got way too much on it.
Brilliant player.
Over the top, but you're right, Crystal Palace are having more of the ball.
With a much better team. Much better team in the first half.
They've got Anderson and Gehi both more than comfortable on the ball. Question marks over MacArthur and over Kouyaté. Are they good enough to receive it on the half turn? Well, Zaha is.
Zaha has found Benteke edge of the penalty area. Zaha has gone sliding back. Oliver Skip, who I think was culpable for losing the ball initially, made up for his mistake. Emerson Royal has given it away now. One by Ayew. Tottenham Hotspur really haven't got a foothold in this game as yet. They haven't set up a base camp in the match. It hasn't been working for them. They lost Eric Dyer early in the piece to an injury. They came in without Son, without Bergwijn, and one or two others. And they just haven't looked anything like as impressive as they did in some of those opening 3 fixtures. I think it's fair to say they played well in those games rather than spectacularly well.
Efficient, I would say, their performances so far this season, Tottenham.
Zaha taking on Emerson Royal and skimming in into the penalty area now. Wilfried Zaha for Crystal Palace across the face of goal. Chance for Gallagher and somehow kept out by a combination of
my God.
and Lloris. Best chance of the game created by the twinkling toes of Wilfried Zaha.
Yeah, it's just a hopeful ball.
Just
over
watching
the top.
it now
Nice
on
and strong
BT.
against Emerson Royal.
I've managed to find a stream.
Took him out, whether he was a flailing hand as well that
Come on.
Royal went down with, but then a little step over to get past Højbjerg, fires it back towards Conor Gallagher, and then he's just in that position, it's scrambling around. You've got to lift it. He tries to go underneath Lloris. He's got to try and lift that into the roof of the net.
Halted first by the foot of Reguilon, then by the knee of Lloris at very close quarters. Gallagher was no more than 4 yards out when he struck it. He's now considerably further out because he's standing by the quadrant and by the corner flag, ready to take this corner from the Crystal Palace left. High to the far post, headed down by Christian Benteke, but the header bounced wide of the post without any real force.
They've definitely been the better team in this first half. Crystal Palace, their energy's been very, very good. They've won the ball back quickly when they've lost it. And Zaha, as always, is a big threat on this left-hand side. Emerson Royal, a true test on his Premier League debut.
He'll be 29 in November. Wilfried Zaha, he's again last February. He's been with Crystal Palace since he was 8 years of age.
This is Zaha's best game so far.
Crystal Palace player for the rest of his career?
Possibly. I think he's more than good enough to have stepped up a level. There's no doubt about that. I just wonder whether it is that attitude, that body language that he has so often in games. He allows games to drift past.
He makes them big, to be fair. It was a good save from Lloris.
And I think sometimes it is them little things that the top clubs are looking at. And maybe at the moment, that's what's lacking. Because ability-wise, I mean, he's got bags and bags of ability.
Just went another free kick this time from Lucas Moura. Tottenham Hotspur were one of the clubs linked with him again last summer, but he's coming up 400 games now for Crystal Palace, his boyhood club. And he's right up there with the legends of this football club, make no mistake about it. Often used up front last season in the front two, but he's back patrolling the left flank here and winning a free kick which Conor Gallagher will take level with the edge of the penalty area. Swung into the danger area but not accurately enough. It's headed away pretty comfortably by Sergio Reguilon. It's gone out of play down by the corner flag, but for a throw in to Crystal Palace, which Gallagher himself will take.
You know, we always say, why can't they beat the first man? Well, why doesn't an attacker stand in front of that first man or run across that first man? I get tired of saying it sometimes.
How many times in your career did you shout at somebody to at least beat the first man?
Too many to count.
To the nearest dozen, yeah. Gay. Down the left-hand touchline, here goes Zaha again, flicking the ball beautifully past Lucas Moura before Emerson Royal came across.
How long at a time are we
with
into?
the challenge. The Spurs debutant is holding his own manfully against Zaha, but I think the Crystal Palace talisman has the edge in that contest at the moment. Zaha has certainly created the one clear chance of these opening 45 minutes. We're into stoppage time at the end of this first half, a half which is still goalless. Benteke is under the ball just outside the Spurs penalty area, left hand side, back out to Zaha, immediately under pressure from Emerson Royal, little back heel trying to free Tariq Mitchell, but Emerson Royal did respond quickly, slid in, played it out for another Crystal Palace throw-in, left-hand side, and that is the last action.
The first half.
Of a combative first half.
I will fucking take that.
I can't tell you that it has been.
That has been a really good first half, especially for us. You know, everyone was expecting us to be losing, but we've done well. We've done very well. I'm very pleased with the first half. So yeah. Stats-wise, we've probably been the much better team. Just hope Spurs are going to need to come out in the second half, because they will know that performance has been unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. It's been poor from Tottenham. But we have been a very good team so far. And I can imagine how expressions will be feeling. Let's go and have a look at how he's feeling.
They were dominant, they were. I thought they played some good stuff at times. You can tell that they're trying to change away from the way that Roy likes to play. They definitely got it forward early under Roy Hodgson.
Let me just, I'm going to put this on pause for a minute, and I will be back when half is back underway. Okay.
Leader in the clubhouse finishing at 10.
So we are right back. Sorry about that.
For Lee Westwood, not really much happening with him. He's sort of round about level par for his run. Nothing much happening. And he, of course,
We have been the much better team, honestly, Kirksey, mate. Been the much better team. I've been so proud of that performance. We just need to get a goal in the second half.
With Arnold Clark's Road Trip Rewards. Choose a free road trip reward when you buy a car today.
Rupert, thanks very much indeed. Here at Selhurst Park, it's Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham 0. The way Palace were playing towards the end of that first half, though,
we've been the much better team in that first half. Sorry, I don't know why I just said second half. Yeah, it's been good in Scotland, mate. We've been great. Zaha's been the best player on the pitch, and Gallagher. Them two in particular have been absolutely brilliant.
David Connolly explains Ings could form a lethal strike partnership with Ollie Watkins this season.
Danny Ings, 29 years old, Aston Villa striker.
Danny Ings with his back to goal, an overhead kick.
Well, there's no doubt Danny Ings
just need a goal, I think. Yeah, I think we need Edouard on as well. I agree. I agree.
Over the last 3 or 4 seasons, based on his chances, and that's due to a number of factors, but predominantly it's his actual finishing ability. He's bright and he's alert, he's aware as well. His goal against Arsenal from a quickly taken free kick, but also his awareness of space. He can link, he can drop in. He is a penalty box player predominantly, but he's got excellent technique. He can come and link it.
Hello,
he's actually
how are you?
Like a 9, 9.5. He can play a little bit like a 10 and a little
you
bit
got
like
you got in all right then.
Southampton's narrow 4-2-2-2.
You got in all right.
He would be the one that might drop off. Him and obviously Shad
good.
Really
okay.
well, but he can play down through the middle of the zone. That is not a problem for him, especially with his excellent link up and hold up.
What a surprise!
His pressing, Southampton renowned.
What a surprise! Why am I not?
I think that'll come in handy at Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Ben Smith has said Ollie Watkins is the best pressing centre forward in the league. Well, Danny Ings can't be far behind. If you look at a lot of his goals,
it's been good so far, isn't it?
From pressuring in that final third,
we played really well.
Think about Adrian's mistake against Liverpool that he forced, or Lloris's howler.
I think we need Odsonne Edouard on. I think we need Edouard on.
And will defenders cotton on to that? You look at maybe Tanganga for Tottenham. He just allowed Ings to
I think he needs to come on.
Scored against them, but maybe better defenders will recognise all the goals that Ings scores, predominantly from that inside.
All right, I'll get your.
Try and force him down the outside. And he
I was just about to say he's not been brilliant, has he? So I'll get your. Yeah, I'll get your match reaction live on my channel. So I'm going to get your match reaction live on the channel. So.
No other team hit the woodwork more than Aston Villa last season, and Ollie Watkins 7 times alone. Now, Ings takes less shots than Ollie, but he hits more on target, and his conversion rate is much higher. So I think getting someone like Danny Ings in the building means when they do get those chances now with Ings there, he will take him.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Is that all you care about?
Part of his career might be his best. And you know what? He might be right. He did suffer those bad injuries.
Alright, see you later.
He had a little hamstring last season, but those little muscle pulls and tears, you think if he's playing regularly, he'll stay fit.
Bye.
Michael Owen saying he felt the first part of
he
his
wants a
career was
fucking
his best.
haggis. That's all he gives a shit about. Haggis.
Danny, after all those injuries, from here on in, might be the best years of his career.
David Conley, nicely done. Thank you very much indeed for that. Chelsea against Aston Villa at Stamford Bridge later on this afternoon, 5:30 for that live Premier League match right here on Talk Sport. Here at Selhurst Park, it is Crystal Palace 0.
What's that?
Hotspur 0.
Yeah, that's all he fucking wants. He wants just a haggis, mate.
Manchester United against Newcastle. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff for that one. This one has been described as the hottest ticket in town because it's the return of the prodigal son. Cristiano Ronaldo has returned to Old Trafford, the hottest ticket in town, and this man got one. Adrian Durham, good afternoon.
Yeah, I feel blessed, I feel lucky. Good to speak to you, Jim. The celebs are turning out as well. One of Benteke, I don't know which is the little one, whichever one that is. He's here just to my left. Gary Oldman, celebrated actor, one of the finest actors that we've ever produced, is here. He was holding up an Oldman 7 shirt. Ronaldo 7 shirts are everywhere. I've seen one Greenwood shirt, one Rashford shirt, about 1 million Ronaldo 7 shirts. The buzz in Manchester last night, around Manchester this morning, and around Old Trafford Jim, you would not believe it. This is sensational. If people don't think this is news, they don't know what news is. It's one of the biggest things to hit the Premier League for years and years. Ronaldo has just arrived at Old Trafford. There's always cameras and pre-match interviews going on pitch side. It seems like there's triple the number of people and setups there just because it's Ronaldo today. This is gigantic.
You and I both know though, Adrian, Ronaldo will be taking this in his stride.
Well, yeah, and do you know what I really love about it? I'm more of a Messi than Ronaldo, I have to say. But what I really admire about Ronaldo is lots of things. I mean, you can't knock his football career, whether you're Messi or Ronaldo, but he has taken on a massive challenge coming back here. He knows how long it is since they won the Champions League. He was here. He knows how long it is since they won the Premier League. And he knows that that's what they think. They all think. The expectation is he will bring that back to Old Trafford. And at his, 36, late stage of his career, he's taken on that challenge. You have to admire that.
Superb. Adrian, back with you throughout the rest of the afternoon.
Come on,
of course,
right, let's go. I think we're getting back underway
Trafford.
very shortly.
Will Ronaldo have a say in a United win? More than likely, I would say. We are at Crystal Palace for Crystal Palace Tottenham 0-0 here at half-time. Later on this afternoon, of course, live on TalkSport 2. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. It's Arsenal against Norwich. And then live on TalkSport 5:30 kickoff. It's Chelsea against Aston Villa. As I say, teams back out here at Selhurst Park.
Okay, let's
no goals,
go.
but plenty of endeavour. It's been pretty engrossing that first 45 minutes. No goals as such. Palace finished at the better side.
Let's get
at
Oddson
half-time.
Edouard
Let's see
on.
what happens in the second half. Alongside Dean Ashton is Clive Tilsley.
Thanks, Jim. One of the factual foibles in the stats pack for today's game is that Crystal Palace have not only started the season with 4 London derbies in a row, but they've not beaten any of their capital rivals in nearly a year. No win in their last 11 London derbies. I'm not sure how much that really matters to fans of a club that has won at Brighton in each of the last 2 seasons. That's the crunch match on the Holmesdale Road end.
Yeah. Oh yeah, should be.
The next visitors here in 2 weeks' time. Spurs' next 2 Premier League fixtures are against Chelsea and Arsenal. They are London derbies. Zaha versus Emerson Royal resumes on the Palace left, and the Brazilians' challenge knocks the ball against Zaha, and out for a Tottenham throw-in down by the corner flag.
Come on, boys, let's get a goal.
Right-hand side. We're probably an hour's drive from London Bridge here. Those of you who don't really know the capital. We're probably about an hour's drive from Croydon after the match when the crowds come out.
Yeah, exactly.
Tottenham playing from right to left in this second half as Dean Ashton
and we like to kick left to right, down to the Holmesdale.
Slip ball to Dele Alli, a chance of a counter-attack. He's got Reguilon up with him, and now to the edge of the penalty area. Ali's pass was delayed and forced Reguilon a little wide, and Reguilon's pass is a shocker. Looking for wings, finding only Ayew. Early forward towards Benteke. Terrific leap again by Tanganga. He's such an athletic, agile.
He's a very good defender, Tanganga. Very good defender.
Back on the ball with Oliver Skip, and the sun is back out in South London. And Dean Ashton, both sides have probably got to find a little bit more to get this game won.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm a little surprised that Nuno hasn't made a change. I didn't think that midfield worked particularly.
No, I'm surprised he didn't make a change.
A little bit stiff, a little bit stale, and I thought they could have done with the extra attacker.
If you are here now, let me know in the comments what you think the score's going to be full time. I still think we're going to lose 2-1.
From their point of view.
Skip actually, as we spoke, just played a more adventurous diagonal ball towards Emerson Royal, which almost came off, and now Lucas can go forward into the Crystal Palace penalty area, finds shooting space, and finds the gloves of Vicente Guaita with a well-struck shot with his left foot. It was too central to cause a problem, but it was good work by Lucas Moura.
Yeah, lovely half turn, and then just jinked past MacArthur, who looked very static, I have to say, in the way that he was able just to be passed.
He always does, MacArthur. He looks like he's passed it.
Shifted onto his left foot, Lucas Moura.
I always appreciate MacArthur, but I think he's passed it.
Right at Guaita. But that's better, that's more encouraging from a Tottenham fan's point of view. A bit more direct.
Another save from
2 lines. Crystal Palace unchanged from 2 weeks ago. Draw West Ham. Guaita in goal. Back 4 Ward, Anderson, Gay and Mitchell.
And if you guys are here, you'd like to let me know what you think the score's going to be.
Kuyate and MacArthur.
I think there's going to be a single goal in it. I'm not sure whether I agree with 2-1 now.
New signings Michael and Lise, Will Hughes and Odson Edouard are all on the bench. Palace coming forward with Zaha again. Tottenham Hotspur, who lost Eric Dyer after 10 minutes. He started at centre-back alongside Japhet Tanganga. Joe Rodon came on in his place, so they now have Lloris in goal. Back four of Emerson Royal, Tanganga, Rodon and Reguilon. A midfield of Højbjerg, Skip and Winks.
7 likes. Guys, thank you. Absolute thank you. Can we get to 10?
Penalty area, his left-footed slice cross is a poor one, headed away by Højbjerg. Into handball there by MacArthur. Referee wasn't interested. Palace remain on the attack. Forward into Gallagher inside the penalty area. Rodon came across. And Palace win a corner on the right.
Come on, let's go.
That Spurs lineup with the front three: Lucas Moura, Kane, and Alec.
It looks so much better when that ball goes into Benteke and he keeps it really nice and simple. And
We're kicking down the end we want to kick down now.
From Gallagher. That's when
let's break this Tottenham wall down.
Palace worked brilliantly there.
Come on, boys.
Good defensive body shape from Rodon to get the block.
Game day on TalkSport. 4 minutes of the second half gone. Goalless. Gallagher takes. Headed away by Lucas Moura defending the near post. Just glanced off his shaven pate. And out for a throw in to Crystal Palace on their left-hand side. Coming forward left to right. Taken short by MacArthur to Tariq Mitchell. Back out to MacArthur again on the touchline. Hooks it infield where Anderson is supporting midway inside the Tottenham half. Ferried on again to Ward. Now out to Ayew on the right-hand side. Confronted by Reguilon. Cuts inside. Can't make progress. Plays it back to Kuyate. That's a nice ball though for Zaha. Edge of the penalty area. Running got Højbjerg. Finds a low cross. Benteke is there. Comes for Gallagher.
Oh!
Collected behind for a corner kick.
Come on!
Tee up Conor Gallagher. It was a volley at an awkward height, but Tottenham got bodies back in the way. Corner kick.
Conor Gallagher, wow. He is just something else. He is absolutely something else, Conor Gallagher. Please, whatever you do, board, just sign him. Sign him. I want to see him here next season. Such a player.
I've done all the work here. Let me have that swivel volley, and you took it off my toes.
But Gallagher was better placed.
Gallagher is just something else.
The results on the right hand
Come on.
side to the far side with Joe Rodon wins it in the air. MacArthur on the volley. Got it all wrong. Dragged it well wide. Hugo Lloris's right hand post, but Crystal Palace pick up where they left off on the attack.
Yeah, absolutely, and good tempo, isn't it, from Crystal Palace? You can just imagine what this crowd does for them as a team, just to give you that edge in terms of intensity. As for Tottenham, it's been as poor as it was at the end of that first half.
Header on by Lucas Moura as Tottenham try to come forward, but it's tidied up by Anderson, and here comes Mitchell again. Very accomplished at left back so far. As I say that, he's run off the ball by Ali. Typical. Here's Lucas Moura. Good acceleration again. He's been the best attacking player on the field so far, Lucas Moura. Into the possession of Højbjerg. Now overlapping, it's Emerson Royal.
Shit, get rid of it.
Feet, but retained possession. Played it back to Højbjerg, and that's a poor pass. Made it a 50-50.
Come on, boys. Got to be aware of Lucas Moura.
At the expense of Lucas, who's still down. The Palace aren't interested in.
Come on!
They're going to break with Zaha, who just bowled to the
oh, come on.
Tanganga, and then there's a flare up between the two. And arms are raised there, and John Moss has got a big view.
Oh my God.
And it's carrying on. It's
what the fuck?
Tanganga and Wilfried Zaha. And now there are maybe 10, 12 players involved.
What the fuck is going on?
Tanganga was angry because Lucas Moura was down injured. He felt Palace should
Red, send him off. Send him off.
Gave the green light for Palace to continue. They made a dangerous break, and with Zaha running at Tanganga, he just manhandled him.
Red card. Give him a red. Give him a red.
Fisticuffs began now. Is that yellow or red card territory?
Red.
John Moss
Got to be red.
will have a look. No doubt he will be getting plenty of advice from his
give him a red.
Jared Gillett,
come on, give him a red.
Promoted to the select
He's
group.
got to be a red card.
He's having a word with Kane.
The question
it's got to be a red card.
Did he throw the shoulder into Tanganga, or was it an arm in towards Tanganga? I mean, it's a disgusting challenge anyway from Tanganga. Just totally wiped Zaha out, but clearly he was annoyed because they didn't
send him off.
The ball out. It's just Zaha's reaction. How bad was it? It's really hard to see from the distance we are away.
Tanganga's been shown a yellow card for the challenge.
Oh, fuck
I'm
off.
sure Crystal Palace could... Zaha's getting a yellow for the response. I think Crystal Palace could argue there were 2 yellow cards there for...
That's a
Tanganga,
red.
One for the challenge and then one for the flare-up. We're getting replays now.
I have to say, Jonathan Moss, I thought, handled that brilliantly. He didn't...
Nah.
He didn't let the, he just let
Nah,
the
fuck off.
Because it was pathetic, if we're really honest. And then he just...
That's a red card, I'm sorry. That is a red card.
Really too aggressive in terms of any arms being thrown. It was just very much chest to chest. Dealt with it nice and calm.
That is a red card.
Brilliant.
The original challenge by Tanganga
Get
was
out of
very
here.
unpleasant because he didn't just body check him, he used his arms and forced them up almost into the face of Zaha to
Oh my god.
stop him
What
in
a
his
load of
tracks
shit.
and bowl him over. Free kick results, yellow card apiece for Tanganga and for Zaha. We've had 9 minutes of the second half. Selhurst Park, first to 3 live Premier League commentaries on TalkSports Game Day with me, Clyde Tilsley.
I'm going to get my reaction from my dad about that, but for me, that's a red card.
The game is coming to the boil. Crystal Palace have a free kick in a promising position. It's
That
just
has to be a
beyond
red.
the left corner of the
Let me know
Spurs
what you guys
penalty
think in the
area.
comments. Do you think that's a yellow or do you think that's a red card?
Conor Gallagher takes in towards Kouyaté.
Oh!
Teases but defeats everybody as it bent away from the pursuing attackers and bounces.
Get Edouard on.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better
Got to
than
get
that from
Edouard
Conor
on.
Gallagher. I mean, look, it ends up probably 3 yards away from that back post that he was in swinging towards. Just got to ask questions. Can you get in front of your man there? Kouyaté was the only one that did, but couldn't quite stretch to make it. But they've got to try and make this pressure count, Crystal Palace. Can they get that?
We've
little
got
bit of
so much.
quality?
We're a much better team. We really, really should be winning this match.
Sun-drenched Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. On TalkSport with a now Sports Day membership, you can watch Chelsea versus Aston Villa live this afternoon on Sky Sports for $9.99 without a contract. Search Now Sports. Palace keeping the heat on. Throw in by Ward to Ayew. Now the cross by Ward into the penalty area. Headed away by Rodon. As far as Tyrick Mitchell.
Come on.
He's rather caught in 2 minds because he had Zaha with him and the ball was bouncing awkwardly and it was neither a pass nor a shot. The Palace have got it back and McCarthy.
Come on!
Nicely steered half-volley pass out to Zaha again and Mitchell still up with him. The two of them trying to sort it out, but Everton Royal comes between them, throwing to Crystal Palace, midway inside the Spurs half, left-hand side.
Needs to make a change, Nuno. Nothing's changed whatsoever since half-time. He needs to stem the tide at the moment, has to make a change soon.
It's been a very plain Tottenham performance. Been nothing about it really, apart from 1 or 2 individual bursts from Lucas Moura. And a reasonably good debut from Everton Royal at right back. But he's under pressure again with Zaha in possession. MacArthur back out to Zaha against Emerson Royal, goes on the outside of him, the right
Come
back
on.
on the ball, corner kick.
Come on, boys!
Right in front of the Homesdale Ultras, need I tell you? Just listen to the noise.
Yeah, they're having to work hard, aren't they, defensively? Emerson Royal done very, very well there. Japhet Tanganga,
We're so the better team here. Come on, boys!
Other than that ridiculous challenge that he just made.
Quick corner taken by Gallagher to Zaha. Now Mitchell edge of the penalty area. Crossed in towards Gehi. Lloris with a punch. And Kouyaté tries to lob the ball back towards the unguarded goal. Again, not the most positive of punches from the Tottenham goalkeeper, but he got away with it.
Yeah, it's very difficult when you're trying to climb on top of players and stretch your arm out as a goalkeeper to actually get that power to get it outside of the area. And that's twice now. He hasn't been able to. Kouyaté trying to be clever, just lifting it over all the defenders, was never really going to go in. That just needs to be blasted. And
Can't believe we're not winning this.
Zaha back on the ball, still 0-0 at Selhurst Park. At Dearmid Park, it's now St Johnstone 1, Rangers 1 in the Premiership. Sliding challenge. Tanganga's in trouble. Second yellow.
Yes!
In on Jordan Ayew.
Fuck you, Tanganga.
And Japhet Tanganga has been shown the second yellow card he maybe should have had.
Goodbye, Tanganga.
For a rash challenge on Jordan Ayew, and Tottenham Hotspur are going to have to play more than half an hour with 10
Cheerio, cheerio, cheerio.
youthful naivety and stupidity from Japhet Tanganga. I've just literally said how outstanding he's been. Other than that stupid challenge earlier on, he's headed everything away. He's been aggressive against Benteke.
Oh, cheerio, 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 cheerio. Should have been off for the first one, you fucking wanker. Wanker. Cheating, disgusting wanker. Get off the fucking pitch. 0-0. But Tanganga's just been sent off for Spurs.
They started the game without
Good.
Romero and Sanchez, who are on South American international duty. They lost Dyer from centre-back 10 minutes into the game. Rodon came on. Rodon is now the only recognised centre-back of Tottenham's out on the field. Emerson Royal is tall enough, I think, to play as one of three centre-backs. Ben Davies certainly has played as a left-sided centre-back in the three, and I just wonder if this is the moment.
First one, he had an incident with Zaha, who I think that should have been a red card straight away. He was brought down Wilf and got a yellow card. Second one, he's just slid in and missed the ball completely, and he's just been sent off for a second yellow.
Who has played at centre-back in the two Europa Conference games that Spurs have played this season in a back three.
Come on, this has to be our game now.
5 years ago, although he's now Rob Page's left back in a back four. We won't know exactly how Spurs are going to reorganise as yet, because they're defending the free kick that Tanganga conceded for his second yellow card. Free kick taken by Gallagher. Locked it into the area. Won by Kane. Volleyed by Ayew and volleyed wide.
Oh, come on, boys!
To beleaguered Tottenham Hotspur.
Really, really difficult skill for Jordan Ayew. When you're backpedaling quickly with fast feet and the ball's then dropping just in front of your chest and you're trying to get back enough so that you make sure you get good contact on the volley. He couldn't quite get the feet
fucking
back
cheating
enough,
wanker.
and he just sliced the volley wide. A really difficult skill, but it's just given everyone inside here a lift, that red card. I mean, they won't change too much. Back four, two holding midfielders in front of that back four, and they'll still allow Dele Alli, Lucas Moura and Kane to be an attacking threat when they can.
Yeah, they've gone 4-3-2, Tottenham Hotspur. Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. The latest odds from Betfair, the official betting partner of Talksport.
God, we've got to win this now.
Crystal Palace win 11-4, Tottenham to win 3-1. The draw is evens. That's with Betfair, where you'll get no cash.
You're a virgin. Fuck off.
Remember, you must be 18 or over, and do pay a visit to begambleaware.org for advice on tips on how best.
I'm not even going to answer that.
You're betting.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Let's fucking do this. Move this back a bit.
Davis and Reguilon. That's the back four. Then the midfield three is Højbjerg, Skip, and Ali, with Lucas Moura and Kane up front.
I'm sorry, I have to lay some
Kane's
blame
had
with
nothing.
in terms of this. It was so obvious that something was going to happen. It was either going to be a goal or something like that with a red card. He needed to react sooner, I think, in that second half and make changes to help the side.
10 minutes away from finding out the team news in the 3 o'clock games today. MacArthur's cross safely fielded by Lloris, and the moment those teams are announced at 2 o'clock, we will be with Adam Bridge at Old Trafford to find out exactly what Steve Bruce's big return to Old Trafford today means to the team lineups. There is another story that just slipped my mind.
No, get Ben off, put Edward on.
Hotspur still coming forward despite their depleted numbers. Ayew's there and dispossessed
Come on.
fairly. Gallagher midway inside his own half. Rolled forward by Ward, but just beyond Ayew and out for a Tottenham throw-in on the halfway line. It is a depleted Tottenham bench because of the injuries. There are 3 young players, 17-year-old Dane Scarlett, Toby Omoli, the midfield player turned centre-back who's only 20, and Dylan Markande, young man, midfield player, 20 years of age, interesting young British agent. They are on that substitutes bench along with the likes of Ndombele, who seems to be out of favour, Brian Hill, Matt Doherty. Not a lot of options in fairness.
Do you know what? I can only see 7, mate. I don't know why I can't see 8.
Son
I
and
don't
Bergwijn
care
and
though. It's
Sessegnon
been
to
a
injury
successful stream to me,
in the
so
internationals.
appreciate all the love and support.
And he will take 0-0 right now. Gallagher lofted forward for
We deserve to be
Benteke
winning
to
this.
chase. 3 new signings, don't forget, on the Crystal Palace bench
Yeah,
today.
bring him on!
To see
Bring him on!
Will Hughes or Odson Edouard or Michael Elise in these remaining 27 minutes. 0-0 it is. On the ball is Ayew, edge of the Tottenham penalty area, Gallagher. Down he goes, fouled by Ali. It's about 2 paces from the corner of the penalty area on the Crystal Palace right as they look. And another set piece for Tottenham to defend.
Yeah, again, Conor Gallagher now with that space opening up with the extra player able to get on the ball a lot easier.
Got to win this now. We're never going to get a better chance. Ever.
About to make the tackle, little Cruyff flick, clipped his ankles, and can they make the most of one of these opportunities? They've had plenty of
Been a much
opportunities
better
to
team. Come on.
put a set play
Let's
in.
go.
They haven't really won any of them yet.
Gallagher will take this one. Right-footed from the right-hand side. Floated into the box and volleyed away by Harry Kane. Again, Gallagher unable to connect with one of the sizable Crystal Palace contingent who'd gone forward, but they're still in possession, the home team. Wilfried Zaha on the left-hand side.
Come on.
Checking away from Ali, trying
Come on.
to play Mitchell in, but it's slightly overhit. Lloris was able to field it and take some of the heat off the men in front of him. It's going to be a long 25 minutes and more now for Tottenham Hotspur since the red card for Japhet Tanganga 5 minutes ago. But at the other end, Gailey has let the ball from the goalkeeper's clearance bounce and seemed to foul Lucas Moura. In my opinion, John Moss wasn't convinced. I think they might just have got away with one there, Crystal Palace. Concentration perhaps lapsed. We're going to see Luka Milivojevic, their skipper, return for the first time this season in just a moment. Tyreek Mitchell is on the ball, 15 metres inside his own half, accelerating forward now down the left-hand side, unopposed, gets midway inside the Spurs half before feeding Zaha, who's got away from Emerson Royal and found a cross, and here's a chance for Ayew! Blocked brilliantly by Ali. Joe Ward can keep it alive.
Come on.
Pops it forward very tamely. Lloris saves. Dele Alli to the rescue for Tottenham that time.
Outstanding. Zaha, just outstanding. Took it on the half turn. Emerson Royal went to stick a leg out, and he was gone down that left hand side. He didn't wait, he just got his head up, saw that Ayew was free at the back post. Tell me if I'm wrong, Clive, but there was no chance he was scoring. Honestly, the way he took it, the amount of time he took to size up the chance, there was always going to be bodies in the way to block. He didn't go on to that and he thought, oh, he looks really confident.
Tottenham coming forward, it's 0-0. Davis to Kane and out to Regular on the left-hand side. Poor ball into the edge of the penalty area where it's easy for Mitchell to try.
Yes, he did, you fucking cunt.
More and more of the ball, and Emerson Royal has seen more and more of Wilfried Zaha, and he's finding it more and more.
You're
difficult
fucking prick,
to
X.
cope now. Here comes the change that I previewed with Czech Kouati, who did have those issues on international duty in Senegal during the week. Coming off to a wonderful ovation from the fans.
Oh, we're making a change.
Plays, the club captain is not figured this season.
Oh, Milivojevic is coming on.
Before the Serbian Luka Milivojevic comes on.
Well, he'll certainly have a slightly better range of passing for the Crystal Palace club captain. But I think there's an opportunity for Patrick Vieira certainly to bring on one of his new signings in an attacking sense, surely in this game.
I mean, the crowd here never need energising, but the sight of a couple of the new faces when their team are on top and against 10 men in a game that they feel as if they should be able to win, a game they would love to win, it would certainly ratchet up the noise in here another 100 decibels or so. Down goes Ayew under a clumsy challenge from Ali. I think he bought that one, Jordan Ayew. Dele Alli did, thought so.
Yeah, that's where Jonathan Moss needs a little bit of help from his assistant on this near side. It was so obvious, wasn't it, that he just waited for a bit of contact and fell forwards, but Milivojevic will now take the set plays.
First free kick that Luka Milivojevic
Am I muted? Hang
on.
on. No, I'm just not speaking, sorry.
Swung into the penalty area towards the far post. Header away by Emerson Royal. Ali is first to it. Thumps it downfield, but he's going to have to chase it himself.
Come on.
James MacArthur is able to lay claim.
Come on, boys. Let's get this winner. We deserve it.
Really strong initiative that Crystal Palace have in this game now. Can they make it pay?
Come on.
Anderson to Mitchell. Out to the left-hand side, and Zaha again. Quickly into Benteke, edge of the penalty area, back to goal. Forced away from goal, but does find a good pass. Square to Milivojevic. He tried to clip the ball first time into the penalty area, didn't really get hold of it, and Lucas Moura.
Harry Kane never got a red card. No idea, mate. Probably.
Kane, and Lucas has made progress into the Palace half. Finds Kane again. They're absolutely surrounded by red and blue shirts.
Come on!
Palace so hungry, so energised to get it back. It is just a throw in to Spurs.
Never going to get a better chance.
Inside the Palace half on the Spurs left.
Well, that's one thing that Patrick Vieira coming in hasn't changed, is it? Is that honesty from the players, that work rate that we are accustomed to seeing from Crystal Palace. Brilliant to win that ball back, because Lucas Moura and Kane together, they will be a threat if you allow them time on the ball.
Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0 on TalkSport with WeBuyAnyCar.com. Get a quote in 60 seconds at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Oh, fuck off, don't care.
Dele Alli square to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg.
Come on.
Now, Emerson Royal coming forward midway inside the Crystal Palace half of the field. Forced back to Højbjerg. Edge of the centre circle. Comes back to Ben Davies. Clipped in towards Kane, but it's an awkward angle for Harry Kane. He was over his shoulder. He's not had
fuck was that?
Any kind of service today. Kane, he had another.
God, bring Edouard on. Why are we being so fucking staying behind? Bring Edouard on.
At the start of the season, but it has been non-stop since he came off the bench at Wolves 3 weeks ago.
Nice. He's been a passenger, hasn't he, in this game? There's no doubt about that. He'll just be thinking, just give me one opportunity, just one little half chance, as he showed in midweek for England. That's all he needs with the quality that he's got. Whether he'll get it, I'm not too sure.
He scored on 5 separate visits to Selhurst Park, Harry Kane. It is one of his favourite hunting grounds. Well, the football cliches don't really do the job in the 21st century, but hunting ground and Harry Kane, yeah, that fits. 0-0, Crystal Palace well on top. Tottenham down to 10 men. We've got 20 minutes left to play. Ayew is on the ball for Palace. Spurs have got everybody back behind the ball. Anderson going long, diagonally out towards Tyrick Mitchell. Emerson Royal leaps to head the ball clear. Højbjerg goes down under pressure from Zaha, nothing doing. No foul. Palace have the ball. Zaha has the ball. Into Benteke. Can't protect it though from Rodon, and he does foul Rodon. And Spurs have a relieving free kick inside their own penalty area. You know, Palace could actually have won at West Ham.
Don't think we're going to win this. I'm not sure if we're going to get the goal. We deserve it.
No Premier League side had fewer attempts at goal all on target in the opening 3 matches than Crystal Palace, and it's an old issue that the new manager is still to solve. For all this pressure, has Hugo Lloris made a great save? No.
No, he hasn't, no. And you've got Edouard on the bench, certainly known for his goal-scoring ability at Celtic. And you've got Michael Elise, if you don't know about him.
Right, let's get that team news. Manchester United versus Newcastle United. Adam Bridge.
12 years and 107 days after he last pulled on a Manchester United shirt, Cristiano Ronaldo is back and he starts for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side. Up front, he replaces the departed Dan James. He's one of 2 changes from the win over Wolves, with Matic replacing Fred. There are 4 changes for Newcastle. Clark, Joe Linton, Hayden and Manquillo come in for Fernandes, Cher, Wilson and Murphy. But Ronaldo starts, kick-off at 3 o'clock.
On the grounds with Adrian from 3 o'clock. Palace coming forward, still 0-0. Ayew into the dead ball line, headed away by Davis, only as far as Gallagher. Square to MacArthur. Mitchell waits, edge of the Tottenham penalty area, trying to accelerate into the box. Tyrick Mitchell with a run. Good cross, and headed over his own crossbar by Sergio Reguilon.
Come on!
Pressure from Crystal Palace intensifies. Mitchell that time with a searching cross.
Oh, well, naturally, because you're down to 10 men, you narrow off as a team defensively. So much room on the outside. Tyrick Mitchell drives to the byline, clips a wonderful cross over the top of Lloris. It was going in, I think. And Sergio Reguilon gets underneath his crossbar to nod away.
Corner kick to Crystal Palace. Luka Milivojevic will take. In towards the near post, Gay can't reach it. Højbjerg can. Another corner to Crystal Palace
Come
on the
on.
right-hand side. Yeah, I've got a feeling Mitchell's cross might have been slightly deflected, and then it looped over Lloris. There's nothing he could have done about it, and I think he was drifting inside his far post when Sergio Reguilon, facing the goal, looking into the net, somehow managed to repel it up and over the crossbar. Great clearance. Milivojevic again with the corner. Header is not good from Højbjerg this time. Hit by Ward and blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box. I think one of his own players might have got in the way. Skip with a long ball down the field for Ali to chase. Mitchell is across with the cover.
Good.
Mitchell's done really well under pressure from Ali. He's had a very impressive afternoon. Zaha with a delicious little flick on. Gets it back from Ayew, then slightly behind Gallagher.
Come on.
Just checks the momentum of the attack. But Gallagher returns the ball
Come
to
on.
Zaha. No looking pass.
Come on.
Gallagher crosses. Deals for handball against Davis. Penalty.
Yes! Come on! Yes! Penalty!
Handle the cross. The assistant on the near post.
Yes! Come on! Yes!
He pointed to the spot. My first feeling, harsh.
Come on, Luca. Please, come on,
Very
Luca.
harsh is my first feeling. Jonathan Moss didn't make a decision. I don't think he had a great angle to see it as it was flashed across. Ben Davis, his hand is slightly away from his body, but not in an unnatural position.
Yeah, I do know
His
him,
arm
mate.
doesn't move.
Come on.
It's fired in from 4 yards away.
Come on.
I think it's so harsh.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. We deserve
Well,
this.
the arguments will continue, but they won't stop the penalty. And it's interesting that Wilfried Zaha
Been given. Good. Come on.
has gathered
Let's
the ball.
go.
Luka Milivojevic,
Let's fucking go.
Palace's penalty king. 22 goals he scored from the spot for this club. Is now on the field. Zaha,
Come
2
on,
from
boys,
2.
please.
Last season,
Please.
Milivojevic was not about. He's going to take this penalty down at the Homestead Road.
Come on. Come on. Don't miss it. Come on, Luca.
Stands just behind his
Come on,
goal line,
Luca.
wipes his brow.
Come on.
This afternoon. Wilfried Zaha beats it.
Yes! Yes! Get in there! Come on! Get in, Wilf! Come on! Oh, yes! Yes, Wilf!
First ever goal against Tottenham Hotspur in front of the home.
Yes!
It doesn't get much better than this for Crystal Palace.
Yes! Come on, boys!
Zaha, you know a player's confident when before he takes a penalty, he just rolls the shorts up slightly, shows his thighs that are going to do the job with the power of the penalty, and he walks towards him. And we heard before the game from Danny Murphy the different styles of penalty. Well, he waited for Lloris to go the wrong way, and he just side-footed it
Come on.
into the opposite
That's what I'm
corner.
fucking talking
It's
about.
everything that they've deserved in this match, Crystal Palace.
The first full house here for 17 months was treated to a goalless straw when Brentford came to SE25 3 weeks ago. It's a long time since the Homestead Road End has greeted.
Oh, he sent me it as well. Oh, what?
July last year, and it's a goal that's scored against Spurs.
Oh,
table
brilliant.
topping Spurs.
Absolute brilliant.
And Wilfried Zaha has scored it from the spot. Our commentary match on TalkSport 2 this afternoon is Arsenal versus Norwich City. Team news from Joe Shannon.
7
We
changes
like
for
it.
Arsenal,
We like
including
it.
the debut
Whoa,
for attacking
whoa,
hero
whoa.
Tomiyasu
Get
and
in there.
first
Come on.
Aaron Ramsdale, White, Gabriel, Lokonga, Pepe and Maitland-Niles starts. 4 changes for Norwich with Gilmour and Cantwell left on the bench. Dowell and Rupp come in, and there are league debuts for Christos Solis and Andrew Omobamidele.
The celebrations continue at Selhurst Park. Can Crystal Palace
Come
manage
on.
this lead? Can they add to this lead? Can 10-man Tottenham Hotspur find a response? 1 goal in each of their
Come on.
Premier League
Fucking love this.
games was enough for 3 points. They need to find a goal for a point here. in the closing 13 minutes or so. But they will argue that the penalty should never have been given.
Oh, piss off.
The handball law was
piss off all I fucking care. Wonder what Expressions has to say about it. You can piss off, you can suck my cock.
Into the penalty area where Harry Kane heads forward for Spurs. Lucas trying to play it back in for him, but Tyreek Mitchell is there. Emerson Royal heads forward. Kane tries to reach it. Gay just shepherds the ball out of play. It is a goal kick. If the ball accidentally strikes a player on the hand or arm and he goes on to score immediately, then obviously the goal will be ruled out. That was what we kind of knew. But deliberate handball has been redefined to the key consideration is whether the arm is in an unexpected position. So even if the ball strikes an arm above shoulder height now, it may not be an offence. The referees have changed all of that. It's part of the jumping technique. What they're looking for is an outstretched arm in order to create a barrier.
Shove it up your arse, Expressions.
Very, very quickly.
Shove it.
Did he have time to make that decision, Dean Ashton?
No, it was 4 yards away, fired in. And the one thing I would say is yes, to the letter of the law that you have just stated, then I guess it's a penalty. But I'm sorry, when you move your left knee to the left-hand side, your arm goes that way. You know, that's how your body moves. It's not like his arm has changed positions from where it would go when you move your left knee. So that is why I feel it's so harsh, because it's a natural movement in the way that your body moves, but his arm is, you would say, a fraction away from his body.
The position of the arm in relation to the kind of movement a player is making is the key factor, unquote. 1-0 to Crystal Palace from the penalty spot. Tottenham Hotspur, though, have a corner kick here. Sergio Reguilon will take it. From the left-hand side into the near post, not a particularly good one. Milivojevic's header isn't a great one, but Crystal Palace have cleared their lines. MacArthur brings it clear and holds off Ben Davies. He's got options left and right. He's played it down the left-hand side. Ayew will keep it in on the touchline. Tottenham Hotspur a bit stretched. Ayew in towards the edge of the penalty area. Rolls it square. Conor Gallagher thought about a shot. Has a shot. It's a shocking shot. It's trying to bend it into the top corner. He nearly bent it into the top corner of the Homesdale Road.
Yeah, that's 3 now he's had in that position. Conor Gallagher, no real pressure on him whatsoever for every single attempt, and every single one has gone at least 15 yards over the crossbar. That tells me he's leading way back when he's trying to get that whip with the inside of his foot.
Coming up at 3 o'clock then on TalkSport 2, Arsenal versus Norwich City. We've just heard the team news on that. Cristiano Ronaldo does start for Manchester United against Newcastle United in that 3 o'clock kickoff at Old Trafford. Manchester City are unchanged at Leicester. Ryan Bertrand is back in the Leicester team, so Vestergaard and Castagna and Johnny Evans is fit for the bench. Down at St Mary's, Nathan Redmond and Romain Perrault come into the Southampton starting 11 against unchanged West Ham United. And big cheers as a yellow card is shown to Lucas Moura. Brentford versus Brighton and Hove Albion is the other 3 o'clock kickoff. Veltman and Welbeck and Lallana will start for Brighton. 23-year-old Shandon Baptiste is in the Brentford team. We'll be round the grounds with Adrian from 3 o'clock. We'll be at Arsenal for commentary on TalkSport 2, and then back here on TalkSport, the 5:30 game between Chelsea and Aston Villa is also another exclusive commentary for TalkSport's game day. 1-0 Crystal Palace lead. Mitchell and Zaha combining well again. Benteke just couldn't quite hold it up under pressure from Rodon. Forward comes Skip, does well to slip the ball into the path of Kane, who's been peripheral really in the game. But that's a searching pass for Lucas Moura to chase, and Crystal Palace dealt with it pretty well. Guaita was sure-footed under a little bit of pressure. There's more poise and more belief in possession about Palace when they play through the lines. And here they come again with Joel Ward. Ayew waiting for it on the touchline. Odsonne-Edouard is about to come on for the Palace. Gallagher just outside the penalty area. Out to Ayew again. 1-0 but in control. Crystal Palace lead through Zaha's penalty. Ayew has got inside the box here. Well challenged again by Sergio Reguilon. Skip trying to bide his time and keep his head He was eventually fouled by Conor Gallagher, and Spurs have a free kick just outside their own penalty area. And here comes Odson.
Oh, finally! Here comes Odson.
Has led the line with a strong performance here today, preferred to Edouard, who's not short of match practice. I saw him play in the Old Firm game for Celtic just a couple of weeks ago. He's had 11 appearances for Celtic this season. He's already scored 3 goals. 6 foot 2 inch French striker Odson Edouard, 14 million plus, comes on for his Crystal Palace debut in place of Christian Benteke. Dean Ashton.
And what a nice way to make your debut. First of all, in front of your new home support, but also...
I know, I'm sorry. I know, I'm really sorry about that.
Opportunities before the end of the game as well, but Crystal Palace, you've just got to be careful. You use up so
I didn't even... I realised that halfway down when I was... I don't care though. At least there was something on underneath, otherwise I might have been in trouble, but... Oh, come on.
It's Odson Edouard's first touch. His second touch is forward.
Yes! Get on it, Tom! Yes! Get in there! Odson! Yes!
Rolled it in. One touch to control.
Odson's second touch! His second fucking touch!
Hotspur now. Welcome to South London. Odson Edouard.
Get in there!
Impact. Oh, behave, Odson. That's ridiculous, honestly. You've literally just stepped off the bench, jogged yourself on, little wave to the crowd. Zaha does brilliantly again, just driving down that left-hand side. And when he gets cut back to Odson Edouard, he doesn't panic. He just takes his time, takes a lovely first touch.
Oh my god, you're fucking joking.
Through the legs of the defender, squirms away from Lloris. What a debut.
Oh my god!
I've got some bad news for Odson Edouard. Rangers have taken the lead at St Johnstone. James Tavernier has just given them the lead.
Get in there! Odson Edouard, his second fucking touch.
Rangers 2 in the Scottish Premiership.
His second touch.
Crystal Palace 2. Table topping Tottenham Hotspur 0.
Palace, that's the way we like it. We like it. We like it.
Oh. Coloured view of Scottish club football. Edouard scored goals in his 4 years in Glasgow. Let me tell you, he scored goals against Milan and against Leipzig in Europe. He's won trophies with Celtic. He is only 23 years of age. They thought so highly of him at Celtic Park, but his contract situation meant they had to let go. And Crystal Palace have snapped him up. Spurs coming forward. Lucas Moura with a header goalwards. Rare effort on goal from Tottenham Hotspur, which just drops wide of Guaita's right-hand post. Palace in control.
They've been superb.
Welcome to Palace.
Even before the red card, they were the
Welcome
better
to
side,
Palace.
had more energy, more creativity. And it's all that they've deserved, to be honest. Crystal Palace, I think they've been excellent. I can really see.
Fucking hell.
Definitely in this
I can't believe this is happening.
which direction
I was predicting this in my head. Now they went down to 10 men. I can't believe this is happening.
Be more inventive when they get the ball wide.
And here comes another new boy. Off goes Jordan Ayew.
Is it Elise?
19-year-old Michael
Oh,
Elise,
come on, Elise.
who hasn't been able to take part in the opening game since his £8 million move from Reading because of a minor back injury. He's a left-footed player who plays
This
on the right
this
wing.
stream is not worth a like. Like the fucking stream now. Like it.
He was in the EFL's Young Player of the Year. He was in the PFA Championship Team of the Year. 7 goals, 12 assists for Reading last season. And he's on now for Crystal Palace. And he hasn't scored with his first touch, which is a little bit of a disappointment. But he has kept the ball. Palace will be hoping that he
Oh
can
my god,
replicate
I
the
can't believe it.
that Ebere Eze had when he took the step up from Championship to Premier League. Ebere Eze currently nursing a back Achilles injury and missed by Crystal Palace. But Elise is on the ball, midway inside the Tottenham half of the field. Just ran the ball out of play. He's a rather slight, willowy figure. Dreadlocks tied up at the back. But a huge talent. Palace coming forward again with Gallagher.
Come on.
Slipped into the path of Edouard, wide, right-hand side. Gallagher again. Under pressure from 3 Tottenham players. He wins the throw-in to Palace, 10 metres from the corner flag on the right-hand side. I don't think Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace were ever quite as direct or agricultural as some would sort of make out. They were very, very resilient. But what they didn't do a great deal of was play the ball out from the back. This Palace team is trying to do that. It's different. Ali winning a challenge with Ward just outside his own penalty area and then buying a free kick, and a little bit of relief for Tottenham Hotspur. But their position at the top of the table is going to be under threat from the likes of Manchester United, West Ham United and Chelsea before the day is out. Maurice taking a chance with the ball on his feet, just managed to dig it out for Rodon. Forward to Højbjerg. Emerson Royal back inside to Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg. Now strikes forward down the right-hand side of Tottenham Benteke, who's done okay, but in a very difficult assignment against Wilfried Zaha. Oh, and that's a late challenge by Gallagher on Davis, and that's going to be a yellow card for Conor Gallagher. And a free kick to Spurs just inside their own half. Where does Spurs go from here? What's the next team that Nuno chooses?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be available, isn't it, for the next game? That's the big dilemma for Nuno. They'll be desperate to get players back, clearly. And whether he sticks with 4 at the back, whether he goes to a back 3 that we saw at Wolves. I think there's probably going to be some ups and downs, I would have thought, with this Tottenham side for the first half of the season. They'll be so disappointed, though, with the performance today from his side, because they were very, very flat, weren't they?
Ticking into the final minute. Crystal Palace 2 goals from 17 goal attempts. Tottenham Hotspur no goals from 2 goal attempts. Here goes Zaha running Emerson Royal again. Bumped and barged by the Brazilian, eventually felled by the Brazilian. Oh, goal kick given. That's a brave decision by Jonathan Moss. It didn't look to me as if Zaha had been fouled there by Emerson Royal. Well, he's not going to have his 3 South Americans back. We know that Messrs Sanchez, Romero and Lo Celso are stuck in Croatia with a fitness trainer seeing out their quarantine. Emerson Royal is down and clutching his ankle at the moment. It doesn't sound as if Son and Bergwijn are particularly close to comebacks. They didn't figure at all today. He lost Dyer in great pain 10 minutes into this match. Tanganga's going to suffer a suspension for his red card.
You're not painting a great picture, if I'm honest, Clive, for any Tottenham fan listening.
Tottenham's next fixture is in Rennes on Thursday in the European Conference. But then they entertain Chelsea next Sunday in the 4:30 game, and then visit Arsenal the following weekend with a League Cup tie at Wolverhampton, back at Molineux in between. So it's a tough run
into added time
to take on with a depleted squad. They're on the attack at the moment with a long throw. Davis trying to control the ball outside the Crystal
keep a clean
Palace
sheet now, boys.
by Edouard. Elise plays it back to Ward. Crystal Palace
Exciting team.
for their part are at Anfield next Saturday in a 3 o'clock kick-off, and then Brighton come here the following weekend. They're out of the League Cup. Elise's on the ball. Ward early forward towards Edouard, but it's over his head, and Emerson Royal is back there, plays it back to Hugo Lloris. Davis has been caught in possession, and he's very lucky indeed that Gallagher couldn't go on and score a 3rd goal for Crystal Palace. Very careless by Ben Davis. Harry Kane just trying to pilfer something at the other end, but he just hasn't been able to make any kind of impact on the game. Lucas Moore on the ball has done as well as anybody for Tottenham, and that's a poor pass, easily cut out by Gay, and Mitchell is there, and they do look younger and fresher and brighter, Crystal Palace, for the changes that have been made. And a fantastic pass from MacArthur into the path of Elise. Running now at Ben Davis into the penalty area. Gallagher square to Edouard with another chance and another goal.
Yes! Oh my God! Double for Edouard!
They are in heaven.
Oh my God!
Tottenham Hotspur, who are
what the actual fuck is going on?
soundly beaten And Odsonne Edouard has announced himself with 2 goals from the bench. Crystal Palace 3, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
Let me say that again. Palace 3, Spurs 0. Oh my God.
What a magnificent touch he takes. He's unselfish. He sees that there's a gap there just to play it into Conor Gallagher, who's really cute in the way that he just reverses that.
Fucking hell.
Johnson, Edouard, they're outnumbered at the back, Tottenham. Edouard takes a touch again. Nice and cool, nice and calm. Lloris gets a hand to it. 3-0, 2 for Edouard.
Fuck you, expressions. Fuck you.
Palace's biggest win since last December, the 5-1 win at West Brom. They beat Leeds here 4-1 in November of last season. In truth, for all that Roy Hodgson achieved, they didn't win 3-0 very often here. I certainly didn't win 3-0 against the team that came here as league leaders. There have been extenuating circumstances to the final scoreline. The whistle has gone.
Yeah.
The second yellow card shown to Japhet Tanganga early in the second half.
Game over. What a fucking result that is. What a win. What a fucking performance that is. Boys, that is just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
They got better and better towards the end of the first half.
I can't believe it.
And they bossed the second half and started to score goals. First, Wilfried Zaha, central to the victory as always from the penalty spot. After a debatable rather than terrible decision, handball decision against Ben Davies, I think we can see why it was given, although we have a lot of sympathy for him. And then Odsonne Edouard came off the bench to score with his second touch in the Crystal Palace shirt, and then score a second goal for him and a third for Crystal Palace. And who when we woke up this morning, the final score.
2 goals for Edouard on his debut.
From Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace 3, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
Certainly not me, Clive. I have to say, 3-0 Palace. Wow! We said they were on top at the end of that first half, and it carried on that way in the second 45. What a win from Patrick Vieira. This place is bouncing. Wow! Terrific performance from Crystal Palace, and Tottenham have a lot of thinking to do after that one. Dean, what do you make of it?
Well, what impressed me the most was that they're clearly trying to change things here at Crystal Palace, Patrick Vieira and his staff. But they haven't gone away from what made them great in the first place and what kept them in the Premier League for so long. Which is
Edouard twice and Zaha penalty. I'm going to get straight into my match review, by the way, so stay tuned on the live stream if you're going to be around. I'm going to quickly record the match review, but fuck me, I can't believe it.
That was sensational. I mean, Celtic fans loved him. He's come down here and he's made an immediate impact. He was terrific. You as a former striker must have loved watching that.
Oh, it's unbelievable. What surprised me, maybe, was the composure. Considering you're making your debut in the Premier League in front of the home support, you come on and the way he took both of his goals. Real composure with the both times with a lovely first touch. Didn't rush the chance, didn't snatch at it. Took his goals really, really well. And do you know what that does? It means you absolutely
I'm delighted for him, absolutely delighted. Vintage Zaha. Oh my god, boys, honestly, oh fucking hell, I absolutely cannot believe it.
He was a real bright spark within that Palace side.
I'm going to turn this off quickly. I'm going to do my match review very quickly. So guys, please stay on the live stream if you're on the live stream. I'm going to do the Operation Palace live on the stream. And yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy it, so just bear with me a minute. Okay, right, we're ready to go live. Hey guys, how's it going? Ed Star here, back with a very instant match reaction to Crystal Palace 3, Spurs 0. Oh my fucking god. I mean, what on earth just happened? That was the Odson Edouard show. I mean, he literally came on and with his first touch, sealed the game. I cannot believe how I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I'm buzzing. I'm excited. I'm so happy about the team. Thank God we got that result. It was, as soon as they went down to 10 men, I thought, nah, this is our game. This is definitely, most definitely our game. So, yeah, I'm going to get into my match player ratings for the game. But for me, there's only 2 players that can potentially fill man of the match. I mean, let's get straight into the player ratings. In goal, Vicente Guaita. Apart from that save he made early on in the second half, I don't think he did anything in the game. So I don't even think I can mark him. That's how bad Tottenham were. They had 2 shots on none on target, and well, I think there was 1 on target, but it just had nothing in the game. That had absolutely nothing in the game. Vicente could have sat on this chair that I'm sitting on right now, could have got a newspaper out. That is how shit Tottenham were. And, I mean, fuck me, we have just dominated Spurs to the max. I mean, brilliant performance. Next, I'm going to get into Tyrick Mitchell at left back. What a game he had. He caused so many problems down that left-hand side for Tottenham. I mean, especially for Ben Davies and Reguilon. Caused so many problems. I mean, what players them lot are. I mean, he was the standout defender, 100%. I'm going to give Tyrick Mitchell an 8 out of 10. He was absolutely spectacular. Next, I'm going to get into the 2 centre-backs, Mark Guehi and Joachim Andersen. Again, a fairly solid performance. It was fairly nervy in the first 20 minutes. Spurs had a couple of bit of the balls, had a bit of the ball. A couple of the passes went through between them, but once they grew into the game, absolutely spectacular. Stopped Kane, stopped Moura. Brilliant centre-half partnership for me. They're both going to get a 7 out of 10. They're both very, very good, and I enjoyed watching their performance. Next, I'm going to get into Joel Ward at right back. What a performance. Good performance from him. I'm actually happy with him today. I'm actually happy he started over Klein. I do want to see Klein start in the future, but for now I'm happy with Ward. He did very, very well in that game, and I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Going to get into Conor Gallagher next. I mean, he's just a special player. He really is a very special player. I mean, fuck me, we are such a good team right now, but Conor Gallagher is one of the stars of the show, and he set up so much of our attacking play. Elise came on and he was brilliant. Michael Elise. I mean, I was happy to see him come on. Going to go with Cheku Kouyaté next. He definitely broke up play in the midfield and was instrumental in how we got forward. I'm very, very happy with Kouyaté and Gallagher. Both going to give them a 7 out of 10. Very, very happy with their performance. James McArthur, though, he was everywhere. Everywhere. He went forward with the ball, he went back with the ball, he broke up the play in midfield. Absolutely spectacular performance from McArthur. This is what I've been crying out for him for so long. This is the McArthur we know, and this is the McArthur we deserve to see. McArthur for me is going to get an 8 out of 10. He was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Going to get into the 2 wide players. I'm going to get into Wilf Zaha in a minute because he was the best player on the pitch for me. Going to start with Christian Benteke up front. He was the weak link as far as I'm concerned, unfortunately. He just did not have any impact and deservedly came off for Odson Edouard, who is now proven he can score. I mean, fucking hell, 5 touches and I think he scored 2 goals. He's got to start. He's got to start against Liverpool, 100%. But for me, Benteke was the weak link, and I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10 because I just didn't like his performance one bit. Jordan Ayew, though, it was one of his better games. He deserved a goal. He was creating a lot, you know, on that left-hand side. But his end product was not the most brilliant, unfortunately. So for that reason alone, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. He did well, but I thought his end product could have been a lot better. And then finally, I'm going to get into Wilf Zaha. What a problem he caused for Ben Davies on that left-hand side, and Tanganga, who eventually should have got sent off after the first scuffle, if I'm honest with you, because you don't do challenges like that, and how he got away with that, and Zaha got a yellow card for it, I don't know. I think that is completely ridiculous. Completely and utterly ridiculous, because I'm still recording this whilst I'm still live, so I'm trying to see the comments at the same time. Yeah, I'm actually gassed as well. I mean, that is just an actual performance. What a performance that was. I'm going to get into the substitutes. There was a couple of substitutes. I thought Luka Milivojevic would have taken the penalty, but it went to Zaha, and it was definitely the right choice. Luka Milivojevic didn't really have much to do in the game. Going to give him a 6 out of 10 because he contributed in the win. But for me, the man of the match is Odsonne Edouard. 100%. To come on with 5 touches and score twice, that is quality. That is the quality we have been crying out for so fucking long. We need a goal scorer, and I think we finally have got one with Odsonne Edouard. I cannot tell you how excited I am to see Odsonne Edouard in the team. I mean, Odsonne Edouard, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. The only reason he didn't get a 10 because he didn't start. If he started, he would have got a 10 out of 10 because that was a brilliant performance from Odsonne Edouard. And the other sub, Michael Elise, I think we've seen what he can do. You know, he needs to be in this team. Him, Eze, and Gallagher in the midfield are going to cause problems for any Premier League team. I think as soon as Eze is back, I cannot wait to see this team. It's going to be a dangerous team. A very, very dangerous team. But fucking hell, I still can't believe that performance. The manager, he timed it absolutely right. He got everything right. He got the timings of the subs right. He got the team right. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. He got everything right, and I can't complain about it. The referee, personally, I thought he should have sent Tanganga off earlier, but he did eventually, so it's alright. I don't like John Moss. You guys know what I think about John Moss. I think he's a cunt, but yeah, I think he was okay today. Can't believe I'm saying that about John Moss. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching this, but yeah, you guys know my thoughts on, you know, the performance and all that. But yeah, that's going to conclude Operation Palace today. I didn't want to make it too long because, yeah, I still got stuff to do. I'm still currently in Scotland. You guys watched the live watch-along stream. I really appreciate it. You know, I will leave an eye in the top right-hand corner for you to go and watch. And I will be back probably Wednesday or Thursday with a new video coming soon, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to leave you guys guessing. So if you have enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a like, please make sure you subscribe, and I've got some new FIFA news coming very, very soon on the channel. Hopefully you guys do, you know, I'm excited to see it. But until then, you know, hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And that is Operation Palace filmed. You guys have seen it live. Edouard straight slapped the ball into net. It was brilliant. Gallagher and Mitchell looked good too. Yeah, they both did. They both did. If you watched, guys, I can't tell you how gassed I am. I'm actually gonna ring my dad at some point before I come off the stream but in fact I'm going to continue the music for a minute. If you guys want to get your views in, but fuck me, I can't believe it. I actually cannot believe it. That was some performance. If that's not worth a subscribe itself, guys, then please make sure you do. You got the Arsenal game today, yeah? Alright, mate. I'm so proud of the team. So proud of them. Yeah, I am too, mate. Right, I'm just going to get a... what's it called? Thumbnail, sorry. Fuck you expressions. Shove that up your arse. I like that one. I like that one. Yeah, I'm going to pick that one. I'm going to upload my Operation Palace video right now. Yeah, I like that one. Just edit that. Put back row fill in there. Slow the font. Be a bit lower than that. Writing that. I fucking can't believe I'm writing that. I can't believe I'm writing that. Right, let's get that uploaded straight away. Hope you guys do enjoy it. Happy for Palace. You're gonna do a final chant. Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna do that at the end of the stream. I'm just gonna upload what I've just posted. So just give me like a couple of minutes. You guys can go and watch that as well when you're done here. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Oh my god, I can't believe I missed that. I can't believe I missed that game. I am coming back. I can see your comments. Just give me 1 second and I will be back. I did say I would be back. There it is. Right, let me just have a look. Can you guys hear me alright? Hang on, there's a signal going. Can't believe it. Hey guys, how's it going? Estar here, back with a very instant match reaction. How's your dad feeling? You can hear me fine, good. Okay. No, I'm just uploading Operation Palace, so you guys can watch that almost immediately when I finish here. I'm going to turn the stream off about 3, then I'm going to go and get some food, because I don't know about you, but I am absolutely buzzing after that. Fucking hell. Can't believe it. Watch the highlights. Are you watching the Man U game? I will be later, yeah. And I just need to catch up with Facebook. What's going on Facebook? Carlsberg made debuts. Celtic reject. Fucking hell.